I pushed the button.
Go.
Uh, Wait for it.
Are we
We're
live?
live! What's up,
We're
you
alive.
rat bastards and tapier chokers alike?
It's been so long
It's been a
since
hot
last we
minute.
saw this stream.
Oh,
It's just,
OMG.
yeah.
I'm just organizing my shit here. What's up? It says we got 3 concurrent viewers. Fire
Woohoo!
off in the
Hey,
chat. Doesn't cost you a dime to say something.
and we
Uh,
also don't get anything because we don't get.
Also, we don't get paid a dime for you to say anything, so
Woo!
that's how you know it's unbiased. Yeah, so this is gonna be more or less the thing for this sort of like unplanned, unscripted podcast kind of thing that we've been doing for like a year now. But I think if we do it live, maybe we'll have more energy to it. Maybe we'll have some viewer interaction and get some ideas. Clearly not right now, but that's okay. I
It
can
is
live with
what it is.
it is what it is. If we end up talking to dead air, no, we're not. We're talking to each other, and that's cool too, because we like
Friends.
each other's company, and we don't get to
Yeah,
be around each other that much anymore, considering we live very far away from each other right now.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so this is just gonna be the standard format. I'll probably tweak how it looks with practice of seeing how it looks. Now, obviously, everything's kind of boxy. I kind of just set this up in the last like 20 minutes. Hola, McCool. How you doing? Uh, we do have actually. I found out recently we do have quite a few Spanish viewers,
Oh, that's
which I think
unexpected.
is very cool, especially since I don't speak any Spanish. So, who the fuck knows how that happened?
I'm I'm very bad at speaking Spanish, but I can understand it fluently.
There you go.
So that's interesting. Very interesting. I had no input on how that happened.
Yes, friggin' Eggos, we got the Bonji shirt on. I gotta, I
Yeah, it's
gotta.
been a minute since you
It has been a
referenced
hot minute.
that.
I gotta rep the movie that'll never come out, guys. I have to rep it. I'm the only person alive who's seen it. Everyone else who has seen it has been killed. We know this.
Yeah, you did it himself.
Yes, I'm
Anyway,
the one who did it. I silenced this. No, just kidding. I wanted this movie to come out so badly. Um, but anyway, so like I said, this is pretty much gonna be the setup for the podcast kind of thing going forward. I think we discussed we're looking to do it like once a month, maybe. We'll try to do at least a live stream once a month going forward. Because these are fun. We haven't done enough of these in a while.
wow, yeah.
Um, Especially since going into the summer, there's definitely going to be less videos coming out on my end. Because I am dealing with moving. I'm dealing with looking for new work. Not that I've lost my job, but I'm just hoping to get a new one. Uh,
Aren't we
and
all
yeah, aren't
looking
we
for
all?
something to pay better?
I just need enough to be able to pay rent somewhere. That's if I can.
Yeah,
Hmm. But yeah, uh, yeah. Because again, this is not a job. This is just a hobby. So we will do our best to provide for the people that want some. I know of the 9,300 of you out there, maybe like 100 of you actually care. That's okay. You 100 are cool.
appreciate that.
I
Appreciate that.
like you 100. Anyway. But yeah, so but speaking of those other 9,200 people, what do they come for? They come for JoJo stuff. What are we going to talk about first? The only
Oh, Joe.
relevant JoJo's thing right now, since we don't know when Stone Ocean's coming out yet.
We can hold on to the hope that it'll be at least next year, maybe.
Hopefully next year. They have not given a date yet. I'm thinking off the bat, I'm thinking spring season 2022. Um, just off the top of my head, I think that. I know most of the JoJo's have traditionally started in the fall season, but I know that this project has been delayed because of COVID-19, and I think they might want to bring it out a little bit earlier because obviously they've had to push it back for various reasons. But there's one thing that's still going strong, at least for now.
Dolian, you seemed to worry or
Um, so
seems to be confused about the current chapter of JoJo Lion.
So JoJo Lion chapter 108 dropped. What was it? Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? I can't remember now. But it was very recently. It was very recently, and I've read through it a couple of times, and I'm I, I'm not worried. I'm just underwhelmed. I think that's the word I should use. John, I know you don't read the manga, but through the videos I put up and through my ramblings through Messenger,
I don't read it. I get it filtered from you, from your input.
There you go. I gave my friend Ben a whole long spiel about the entirety of this last arc in like this very big pantomime. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, so at the end of chapter 107, Toru, who has been presumably the main antagonist, like the guy who seems to be behind all of the bad shit that's going on, the guy with the most overpowered, ridiculous stand we have seen in this series yet. And I think I can safely say possibly the entire franchise. I mean, Wonder of You is fucking nuts. You breathe, it kills you. Like, that's just what it does. He is incapacitated by a stand that hides things in between playing cards. Called Space Trucking. Great name, by the way.
That's an amazing name.
I love it. And then, to compound all of that, the woman who has space trucking throws her own dying grandson at him. Just
yeah, she technically
that
didn't.
Bitch.
He wasn't pursuing him. Technically, the baby was.
Yes, of course. The young child who's dying of rock disease. Of course.
Yeah.
So,
it's a rock. It counts as a rock.
Now, I kind of made it seem like in the video I don't, like, the video I put up at 107 was like, what the fuck just happened? I know why she threw the child. It makes sense. She throws the child because she knows that Toru has eaten part of the new Rokakaka fruit, so he's actively trying to do an equivalent exchange to heal the gaping chest wound that Josuke gave him through a phone. Because again, I have to remind you, bubbles that don't exist go through telephones.
Yeah, my power doesn't even exist, my dudes.
I will never get over that. That's still funny to me. So he's trying to heal himself. Kato uses this opportunity to both kill Toru and heal her grandson by transferring the rock disease to Toru, thus killing him and making what's his name? Tsurugi healthy again.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It is a plan that makes sense within the logic of the series and what it's going about doing.
I need to stop you right there. You need to stop right there. When has JoJo ever been confined by its own self-contained logic?
You're absolutely correct. I do have to question if Araki knows what the word equivalent means, but okay.
He watched. I'm sure he watched Full Metal Alchemist. That was huge.
I'm sure he watched it.
I'm
sure he read it when it came out. It was a huge manga.
You can't replace the human soul. There you go. That's all you need. An exchange.
But anyway, so it opens up chapter 108. It opens up literally where we left off. Tsurugi hitting Toru, and thus starting the equivalent exchange between him. I keep wanting to say her because they dress him up as a little girl to try to trick the rock disease into not catching him, because they think that if they make him cross dress, that the rock disease won't know that he was the firstborn son. I don't know. Maybe maybe it's some weird statement on transgenderism. I don't know.
Do you think
Japan's a weird place? Okay, so they're not always up on the times on these things.
I know Japan's a weird place. Japan had like Ultra Girl, like that one anime that inspired Steven Universe. Like it's all over the place, but it also is like one of the most homophobic places in the world culturally. It's a mess. It's crazy.
It is absolutely a mess of
all over the place, but still.
But anyway, regardless, the plan works. The rock disease is transferred to Toru, and he starts to disintegrate. I mean, one review actually pops up to be like, hey, by the way, that was an attack. You attacked the user. Calamity, bitch. And Kata does end up with a saw inside of her. It's kind of one of those, situations where, the gun is pulled on a guy and he's like, I got you. And the guy, he pulled the gun and just like, no, you don't. Look down. And there's just a knife in him that you just never saw happen. He goes, touche.
Yeah,
that's basically what happened. So Toru is dying in admittedly not a gruesome fashion, but not a pleasant way to go, I would imagine.
I mean, blood loss has never really been a way to go in JoJo.
Actually,
usually got to be done.
There might be two characters that are currently bleeding out.
And they're going to be bleeding out for the rest of the month.
Yeah, so. Rami Roman, I will get to that, but yeah, you're right. I'm pretty sure Rip Kato. But anyway, so Toru, with his final moments, decides to, for some reason, appeal to Yasuho, the girl that he has been stalking her entire life, and actually convinced to sleep with him at one point? I'm just saying.
I mean, hey, we've had weirder heel face turns.
Just
no
interesting strategy is all I'm saying.
I mean,
I don't think she's on your side here, dude.
Probably not. No.
Probably not. But he does that, and I mean, and when I say pleads, I mean fucking pleads with her. He is like screaming, please, don't let her kill me, Yasuho. We were friends, remember? Remember all the good times? And Yasuho's just like, no! I'm not gonna do that! Just die, you asshole! So he dies. And everyone's like, well, that's over. So Yasuho starts monologuing to the audience. Apparently she's been the narrator the entire time. Please, someone who... I straight up don't remember a lot of the earlier chapters of JoJo Leon. Please, someone tell me if she's actually been the narrator the entire series and I'm just dumb.
No, just do a dub. Just do a dub reading of JoJo Lion and have her be the narrator throughout.
I might do that. See, I've actually been thinking about doing that when the series ends because it seems like it's gonna be soon. I would love to do that. I think that'd be fun. I would love to do Yasuho with the Scottish voice again. just because it's funny. Anyway, she goes on this huge monologue that starts with name dropping the title. Like, she literally just starts with saying JoJo Lion. This is the story of JoJo Lion.
So I thought that was just a random selection of words put together, like every other art's title. Like Steel Ball Run didn't mean anything. It was they were running and there were steel balls. Like Vento Oro didn't mean anything.
When he came, hold on. When he came up with Steel Ball Run, yeah, at first it didn't mean anything. Then he turned it into the name of the race. Vento Areo is literally Italian for Golden Wind.
That's just the name of a character. That's not important.
But yeah, she literally outright says, this is the story of JoJo Lion. This is a story about breaking a curse. So that's what it's all been about. This whole time.
Okay. I mean, here's the thing.
Okay.
Here's the thing.
10 years, people. 10 years.
Speaking of Golden Wind, you say it's almost over. Just because the main antagonist might be dying doesn't mean it's going to be over. Like they could still get like 5 more chapters out of this thing just following the aftermath, and/or he's
You're
got
right.
second, and third forms
You're
that
right.
he can live.
You could be right certainly about the epilogue, but I think it will be less because JoJolion chapters are the monthly Shonen Jump, so they're like triple length.
Mhm.
So they're a lot longer than when he was writing Vento Reo. But she goes on. She goes on to talk about how this is the curse of the Higashikata family and how all the events of Jojo Lion have been leading to lifting said curse. Oh, thank you, Scooter's a kitty. This said we love you.
Ah.
So apparently this whole thing's lead to it, and she goes on to say the cost for breaking that curse was pretty high, and I'm sitting there just like, no shit. So let's tally this, all right? So Josefume and Yoshikage Kira had to die and fuse together to create a character that would be the catalyst for this whole event. They killed a lot of enemies along the way, but let's just ignore those because those are enemies. Fine, whatever.
Yeah, they don't count. They don't count.
Jobin dies. Jobin is killed, leaving.
I mean, he's the Joe bro though. Like so.
He's not the Joe bro. He's absolutely not the Joe bro. He's been an antagonist like almost the entire series until the end.
Every single Joe bro has been an antagonist though. So like,
Okay,
I mean,
but so is Joshua. He's an asshole, but he's like, actually no, Rai is the Joe bro.
but this is going to be the new part 5 debate. This is my new part 5 debate. Who's the Joe bro part Jojo Lion? No, but anyways, continue. Continue with
MR Film to the Flan. You can find. I found the manga just by googling it. There's copies on Reddit. There's copies on Manga Space. All free to view, free to download, and all translated. Of course, it's fan translated. It's not an official translation because we're not looking at an official Viz translation for a long fucking time. Because they're deciding to go through the entire series. So I think they only just got to part 5. But anyway, so yeah, Jobin fucking dies, leaving his wife widowed, with child, and with his oldest son. Admittedly, his oldest son is now cured of the disease that was killing him. Hooray! But there's more bodies. So then there's also Kyo and Rai, who admittedly we don't know if they're dead, but goddammit, they're probably fucking dead in the hospital. Josuke just left them there.
They haven't been in the series for like 3 chapters. You can probably assume they're probably dead.
I'm pretty sure Rai and Kyo are dead.
If Rai and Kyo aren't on screen, people need to be asking, where's Rai and Kyo? Where's Rai and Kyo?
So they're dead. Norisuke is almost assuredly dead. The head of the family. Kato is almost assuredly dead. And Joshu is now missing an arm. So, what is that? What is that? 5 corpses and an arm for one curse?
What did the Higashikata family do to deserve literally all of this happening to them?
I will tell you, because Johnny brought Jesus' corpse and buried it in Japan. That's what they did.
I mean, but Johnny Joestar and the Higashikatas, they're different people.
He married into the family.
I mean, maybe he did that, but it's not the Higashikata's fault he married into them.
No, but Jesus didn't see it that way. He cursed them. He laid the curse on them.
I mean, hey, Johnny kind of deserved it, though.
He did. Yeah, he did.
He probably deserved it. Probably deserved it.
So yeah, again, more than likely 5 corpses and an arm to cure the rock disease.
I mean, hey, it took less effort than, stopping the boss. So I mean,
I suppose
there were people that, like, it's not as bad a fate as like the galaxy reset. Like, I mean, when you think like bigger picture, what's you got to break a few eggs, you got to cut off a few limbs
Gotta
in
cut off a
order
few
to make
limbs.
a curse omelet. I mean, yeah, sure, Josuke and Kira technically died, but there was a rebirth, so it only
Yes,
counts as like
they're
half die
reborn.
if you think
That's a
about it.
half death for you.
Yeah, it's a half death and then the arm, so it's like 3/4 of a guy
And also
technically.
I mean, I should also mention the other two Higashita children who basically watched all this happen, who are now scarred for life. So that's on there too.
Yeah,
Um, and if I can throw in Jobin's widow, who again is with child right now. It was confirmed a while ago. She is pregnant.
you can
Oops.
find a new husband to take care of the baby.
Nah, it's fine. Whatever's
Fine. Oh,
fine.
over succumb, overadapt, overcome.
Yeah.
Whatever the Bear Grylls thing is. Adapt, survive, overcome.
Adapt, adopt, and improves. The motto of the round table. I don't know if that's true. That's a Monty Python quote. So
Trust Monty Python with English history.
I trust John Cleese quoting Arthurian legend correctly. I trust that. But anyway, there's still more to this chapter. So Toru dying and Yasuho just monologuing takes up the first 2/3 of the chapter. And then, the ambulance finally arrives. Because,
Oh, has to be.
I'm pretty sure they would have been, cued in that something bad was happening when a fucking piece of an airplane crashed on the goddamn house.
Donnie Darko reference. I like it. I approve.
I do approve of the Donnie Darko reference. That's very good. But anyway, the ambulance arrives. Big Daddy Delphox says that it's improvise, adapt, and overcome.
I thanked him for
Yes. Thank you, Daddy.
clarifying.
Thank you, Daddy Delphox. Okay. So the ambulance is here, and they're putting people in body bags. Norisuke is in a body bag, so I think it's more than fair to assume he's dead. More so, when Wonder of You decides, the Calamity's still happening. Calamity's a natural force now, so the stand can exist even though the user is disintegrated. So
I mean, yeah, it's an independent stand. That's well established.
So out he pops out of Norisuke's mouth, because JoJo's,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden, Josuke's there. He just walked. He walked there from the hospital. Maybe he took a ride from the ambulance. I don't know. But he got there just in time to just stand there and be like, yo, I haven't really been much of a part of this, so here's a bubble that doesn't exist right through you.
And for the final battle, let me remove the center of your body mass.
And he does. He makes Wonder of You explode with a bubble that does not exist coming out of his shoulder.
Yep.
JoJo's for you. And so he and Yasuho just kind of embrace, and it's like one of those shots that's just like, that's how you end the movie right there, guys.
It's the Aang and Katara shot. It's like the
if this was the 40s, they would be like, yep, we did it, and then it would just pan up, and there would just be a big the end right there.
yeah.
But no, there's at least one more chapter, because there is a to be continued. Because Araki always leaves the end of his chapters with the end. That's been the case since part 1.
The polite thing to do.
Yes. So, considering there's still a to be continued arrow at the end of chapter 108, I can assume there's at least one more chapter. Could be more. I don't know. Maybe when he said we're in the final phase, maybe he meant like in another year. I don't know. I don't know what the man thinks anymore. The description. So he always has like a quote before, just something to say before the chapter. It's printed in the show in the Jump issue, and is then kindly translated over to us. And the one for this one was like something about like an omelet recipe.
Yeah, you gotta break a few
You gotta
eggs
break a
to
few
make a
eggs.
proper omelet. You gotta kill 5 people in order to
And
beat the
lose an
bad
arm.
guy.
There you
Yeah,
go. It all makes sense now.
all comes together.
It all comes together. And I don't know, I'm just reading this and I'm just thinking, like, I really hope this isn't the end. Because, I don't know. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I have been really invested in JoJolion for the past, like, 7 months. Like, ever since I started making videos about it, like, every chapter has been, like, really exciting me. I mean, except for a couple. But, you know, you can't, not all of them can be winners. Some of them have to be filler. Um, but, like, I've been really invested in this stuff, like putting time and thought into it, like really coming together to think about it and having a lot of fun with it. And it just sort of like peters out. Like this whole storyline is just like petered to an end. And admittedly, that really
I was
could be Araki getting tired because I mean this storyline alone has been running for over a year. So like I get it. I do get it. Actually, it's been almost 2 years since this one started. I think it like the start of Endless Calamity was like when we watched JoJo together.
oh wow.
Yeah.
That's JoJo like junior year of college.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a while
That was
ago.
a long time ago. Um Ego says we're following the Endless Calamity of JoJo Lion
I
chapters.
enjoy that. We will never know the truth. It was simply repeat.
We GER has been activated and now we
Oh,
can never reach the
yo,
truth.
okay, okay. I might be actually showing my weeb side a little bit, but
You have a
imagine
website?
the absolute, imagine the absolute shit show if Araki pulled a fucking endless 8 from like Haruhi. Just he keeps rewriting this chapter over and over and over for 4 or 5 times in a row, only then to break out of it and like everyone loses their fucking minds.
Frankly, I would lose my fucking mind. That sounds awesome.
Yeah,
I would read
yeah, it
that.
sounds. Yeah,
Um, yeah.
put your money in that.
So like again, this is why I said this at the beginning of the stream, which is now like over 20 minutes ago. Don't expect like a proper video about 108 like I've been doing for pretty much every chapter because I really have like nothing interesting to say about it. I mean, the best I got would be like me as Yasuho standing over a pile of rubble, being like, "Was that it? is that all of it?" Like that's the best I could come up with in like 2 weeks. So yeah, yeah. I can't say I'm not like underwhelmed. I can't say I didn't enjoy the chapter because it's very well written. Araki's style is very poetic. And I cannot speak for the translation. I do not know Japanese myself. But if the translation is accurate, it is very well written and very interesting.
It
But a little
sounds very
awkward.
it sounds very action packed too.
Oh yeah, it has its fair share of action. Toru disintegrates. Josuke blows up Wonder of You. Um, yeah, should be fun. Egos has informed us that there's an event for JoJo's on July 3rd, 4th. I have not heard about this. I will look into it. Thank you, Egos. MR Film to the Flam has a question. First fan question of the live podcast. Yeah, here we go. Even though it's a question that we have been asked before and I believe we have answered before, but we'll do it again. His question is our favorite stand and least favorite stand and why. I have said this before. My favorite stand changes like with the day. For the past couple months, Soft and Wet has been my absolute favorite. I've been like really into just its like kind of weird robotic yet lanky design. How it can just sort of like pose around with the really skinny arms and how they're all like ball joints, so it like looks like it could just like spin around because it's very robotic. I love the like heart chest plate. I think that's really cool looking. Its face is a lot of fun. Its powers is one of the more interesting of the protagonist powers of it being able to steal things, and also because it's a combination with Killer Queen, it can blow shit up. And that's just wonderful. Something I forgot to mention when we did those videos. And I have definitely said this. My least favorite stand is Manhattan Transfer. I fucking hate Manhattan Transfer. I think it's so stupid. I think its look is dumb. I think its use is dumb. I think how it's used in the fight is really just so pointless. And it gets completely overshadowed by one, Whitesnake, because Whitesnake is actually cool, and two, its own fucking user. When the user is more interesting than the stand, something's wrong with the stand, is all I'm saying, because usually the users are just like, I'm a weird guy, I'm gonna kill you, but this guy is like a blind sniper who makes like a fucking sniper out of toilet paper rolls, who used to work for Dio, who's gonna assassinate both Jotaro and Jolene while in prison. And I don't mean because they're in prison, I mean he's in prison.
He's in the prison.
That's awesome, but his stand is a piece of shit. And I hate it.
Well, I mean, hey, when you're that much of a badass, you can afford having a shitty stand.
You can afford having a stand that doesn't do jack shit. It's gonna happen soon, and it's gonna happen early, because he's one of the first parts of Stone Ocean.
I mean, yeah, with a Whitesnake being like the first form, I'd imagine. I've said before, right? There's always be a special place in my heart for Silver Chariot as my favorite stand, because it was the first stand I ever managed to get like that during our guessing videos.
Yes.
And yeah, just kind of holding on to that. I do genuinely feel, a part of me still can't get over the feeling that Polnareff had way more fights, like way more wins during Stardust Crusaders than like even Jotaro did. So it kind of made me feel like I got to see so many cooler fights with Silver Chariot in it that it kind of just cemented. Plus, I do personally just have, I can't help it, I have a very special place in my heart for very direct, very fast fighters when I'm playing fighter games, that kind of stuff. So, and least favorite, full disclosure, again, I've only ever seen up to part 5 because I only watch them in their anime form. But just going on the description I was given, Survivor sounds like the absolute worst stand I have ever heard from, because its sole power is like causing people to go blind with rage and murderous intent to fight each other, which, first of all, it's a shonen anime. Everyone's already fighting each other and has like violent tendencies. And B, there are plenty of other stands that have other abilities that also turn like an ally into an enemy, like just right off the bat. Anubis turns you into an enemy, and it's also a sword that can just slice through things and like completely negate hitting any other physical stuff and just hit you. What was it? Ebony Devil, same situation. Like, it turns everything against you to try and utterly destroy you, including potentially other people. No, it's so least favorite is that one.
I am very curious to see how, or not necessarily how, but if that opinion will change once you actually get to watch Stone Ocean.
Potentially.
I mean, I'm gonna go on a limb and say it probably won't like change drastically, but I think you might see its potential a little bit more. If only just because it makes that fight that it's involved in more intense.
Big Daddy, you can't hate fun.
What's wrong with fun? Guys, it climbs!
We got merchandise, guys!
We got merchandise that we don't sell. What's
wrong with me? We don't sell to anyone.
I'm actually, generally speaking, I am, my friend is an artist, and I have commissioned her to make some stuff. She has other work to do that is more important, and I am waiting to hear what she would like as compensation for that. But once that does happen, I am thinking about selling it. So keep that in mind. I would like to correct something about Manhattan Transfer, because it is my least favorite stand, so I have to know everything about it. It doesn't have aimbot, because that implies that it actually does things. That implies that it shoots things. No, it allows Jangali A to have aimbot. And not even really. It just allows him to curve his bullets around corners.
It literally just gives him whole horse's ability.
No. One corner, because it's not even a colony type stand that would make it useful, like a string of them around that would like send the bullet in like crazy directions. No, it's just the one. So he has to be basically dead accurate, except for one turn.
Okay, so quite literally, Sex Pistols and what's Whole Horses? Emperor, yeah, are literally just upgrades of Manhattan Transfer.
Literally, I love this meme to death. There's literally it's a picture of a whole horse holding Emperor. It's the button says upgrade. It goes to Sex Pistol. Upgrade again. Manhattan Transfer. Fuck, go back.
Literally, Sex Pistols can make a turn like go at least 6 other directions.
Yes,
like that's
nothing. I have gone on the limb and say I am not that big a fan of Sex Pistols, but it is still better than Manhattan Transfer in every way. Oh man. So Ramen Room bringing an interesting one. Their favorite stands a 3-way tie between D4C, Soft and Wet, and Diver Down. Love all 3 of those. Their least favorite is Tomb of the Boom, and I think that is a very valid point. Tomb of the Boom does suck, but I always forget it exists, so I can't really hate on it that much.
It sucks so bad that you just forget its presence.
It's the stand that they used in the beginning of Steel Ball Run before anyone else had stands to use against them. So it was
it needed that leg up. It needs that leg up.
That's how crappy that stand is. I think it literally lasted like 2 chapters. And we're talking before it went to the monthly version.
It's depressing right there.
Oh my god. Oh, Tomb of the Boom is hysterical. Again, we love JoJo's. We know you guys love JoJo's. If you want to bring up some JoJo topics down the line, we will 100% answer them. We will 100% discuss them. But there are other things we want to talk about. I know that's probably the reason that these podcasts don't get a lot of views, because it's about us talking about other things other than JoJo's. But, like, come on, guys. We got to watch other things. We got to be passionate about other things.
You have to be, because they literally keep having
we have to wait so long
periods between anything for JoJo.
Huge drought periods. And if I may, I'd like to actually start with just to more or less get it out of the way, because I don't think we have that much to say about it. E3 was last week. That was a thing. That happened.
E3 with a fucking cell phone company here to tell us what they're gonna do for an hour. And a cell
phone company is doing shit in a gaming show. Ubisoft is making movies now. I don't know what's happening.
Microsoft is now not making physical media anymore, and is also merging with computers and PC. So it's like gaming landscape is just morphing very strangely.
I mean, Microsoft did do what I think is like their last power play, the last ace in their hand, which was making Halo Infinite's multiplayer free. That was their last card. That's all they got.
That's their swan song. That really is. Steve Jobs, like the divorce is hitting Steve. Not Steve Jobs. Bill Gates just a bit too hard. So Jobs he doesn't want to have fun anymore. He doesn't want to. He's just going to step away. No more fun video games. Just going to go and be a Citizen Kane in his multi-million-dollar mansion.
Oh, we will get to Nintendo, Big Daddy Del Fox. I have words to say. Can I just say, so Square Enix, what is happening at Square Enix, man? They're not doing so hot, but they had a lot to say.
No, I'm gonna be real. I genuinely thought Lightning Returns was their Mariana Trench. That was their low point. That was the worst Squeenix could manage to delve into. I genuinely never thought the day would come where I would have to actually think of Squeenix in a way I would similarly think of like Konami.
Yeah. So
Do you want to? Do you want to contextualize this for anyone who may not know?
I'll let you take it. I've been talking a lot.
That's the thing. I don't think I want to talk about this. You got to talk about something fun that you're passionate about. I don't think I want to talk about this. This feels. Just
But I'm also not 100% sure I know because I'm not the only Square Enix franchise that I have any stock in is Dragon Quest, and I got a logo for Dragon Quest 12, so I guess I'm happy.
I know Dragon Quest is all happy. What I am particularly getting like pissy about is uh Guardians of the Galaxy game.
Ah,
You hear about
yes.
that?
I did have something to say about that, but I'll
Would
you go
you
first.
just see, I don't care about a lot of the things that were um announced, like Life is Strange True Colors. I Life is Strange literally is the most crabtastic, like hipster bullshit I've ever had to deal with.
Yep.
I don't like dealing with it,
Yep,
so
yep.
I ignore it. You know, I try and stay away from things that I don't enjoy. Babylon's Fall, it looks all right. It looks, you know, not depressing, but you know, it's been done before. Final Fantasy 14 came back. I mean, did it ever leave? It became like free to play, I think. I don't
Oh
even
yeah, it did.
know.
Yeah.
So just really what got me uh, is the Marvel stuff. Just because a absolute dumpster fire of the original Marvel's Avengers that Squeenix decided to
That
do.
was so
For
bad.
some reason, oh yes, not only was it bad, it was borderline unplayable.
Hmm.
It was painful in how uninteresting and unvaried this game that's supposed to be about uh, a team of completely varied different superheroes, and they're dumping more money into it for a version of this kind of concept that is just it's not well implemented. I don't understand why they're sticking so hard. Well, okay, I know why they're sticking so hard. It's because Disney and Marvel are cash cows,
Yeah.
and so they aren't going to give up on the IP while they have the chance. I just hate that they are anchoring themselves with other IP from this same company. They're letting the hooks of Marvel, which
Something cool.
probably get to this later. You and I have certain opinions on the
Oh yes,
Phase
we have a
4
lot of
announcement.
opinions about Marvel. We'll get
So,
there.
but this kind of goes back to if anyone hasn't seen our previous videos or streams on this kind of topic. Disney's stagnating. Disney goes through these periods of innovation and stagnation. They are very clearly heading into a stagnation period,
Hmm.
and it's painful. It's painful to see
It's hard to
Squeenix, a
watch.
company that I genuinely love, like sell themselves over to this. And
Yeah.
not only like do I make the mistake once, but similar to Lightning and everything attached to Final Fantasy 13, just going forward, just continuing to double down and stick with it even after they get the numbers back and show that it isn't working and they need to head in a different direction. I love that Final Fantasy Final Fantasy 7 Part 2 numbering systems genuinely enrage me. Remake as well. That should have been the highlight. And it wasn't because they put so much effort into announcing both Avengers 2, which, Black Panther, way to go with the Black Panther that just drudged up everyone's memories that
wasn't that
Chadwick
just
Boseman's gone.
wasn't that just fucking like DLC because it's like a live service shit?
I can't tell the difference. Sometimes I
Fair enough,
genuinely
actually.
feel like with Squeenix, DLC and a new game are the same thing. For better or for worse, they're always the same thing. But yeah, no, they have Chadwick's, Black Panther, a kind of a sore topic in general, given that all those plans fell through when he tragically passed. And bringing in the Guardians of the Galaxy. Worst of all, Guardians of the Galaxy is kind of basically just a different version of the Avengers. Or at least they aren't as varied as the Avengers are supposed to be. We've already seen how they handle, gameplay with the varied Avengers. So what are they going to do when basically everyone on the Guardians of the Galaxy is just a gun-toting guy?
Well,
Like,
what's
different
worse?
sizes.
What's worse about the Guardians of the Galaxy game is it from all the information that I've got through, and I've actually poured through this because I was genuinely worried about this when I heard it. I think you only can play as Quill.
On the one hand, I get that because technically, let's be real. Star-Lord Peter Quill is like the main character of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Like both movies.
Okay, yes, the movies.
I mean, yeah, no, I know. I'm saying the movies specific, the Marvel movies.
Fucking
specific.
normies.
His interest, it was him that like Kang the Conqueror was really going after. It was his dad who was the main antagonist of like the second. And they so yeah, I would totally get if they just had Quill as the main character in this team-up game.
Yeah, but look, all I'm saying is you look at the even if we stick to just the classic 5 characters of Guardians, and like not ignoring all the other characters that have joined the team over the years, just those 5. Like, you look at all of them and you think, who do you want to play as? I don't know. I would think anyone other than Quill. I want to play as a fucking raccoon, is what I'm saying.
I want to play as the tree. I don't want to play some guy with
fun. It would be so much fun.
Yeah.
Even the fucking Telltale game. Even though you played most of it as Quill, you got to play as everyone over the course of the whole thing. You got to play as every single character. That's a game that
doesn't have any gameplay.
Yes, it's a Telltale game. And they managed to let you play as everyone. Yeah, that was, I think, like the biggest like announcement, and it was just met with just so much like I don't think anyone's like very excited. That was the
problem with E3 this year. The biggest announcement got the meh, and like an announcement that's basically just a massive PR stunt was probably the most like notable thing, and everyone thought it was cringe as fuck. Ryzen. We're changing the landscape of the gaming industry.
Oh, shut up, Verizon. KFC is funnier than you.
KFC's better at making games than you.
Yes,
KFC has a dating sim. KFC got the Colonel into the WWE 2K21.
I mean, I think the only like actual stream I paid attention to was the Nintendo one. And I mean, yeah, sure, Breath of the Wild 2 is happening, I guess. And that's the summation I got out of it. I know a lot of people are going crazy over Breath of the Wild 2. I mean, I guess it's time for me to just say this and lose all my subscribers. I don't really care for Breath of the Wild.
How dare you?
I have played many hours of it, and I still got nothing out of it, and I just don't want to play it. But, man, that trailer, it was a minute long. There you go.
It's still okay.
All you know is that you can't play as Zelda. That's all that we know.
Yeah, wow. When have you ever gotten to play as Zelda? But okay,
the CDI
in all fairness, something that was... Oh, don't even start with that.
I'm sorry, Rami Roman. I'm sorry.
One thing from the Nintendo announcement I did enjoy is new Metroid. Metroid's coming back finally.
That was really exciting. That
game was
cool as fuck.
Fucking 14 years?
It's been
since like Other M or something?
Well, it's been
pretty sure the last Metroid game was on like GameCube.
No, there was a remake of Metroid. Oh, you still there?
I'm still here.
Okay, good, because you flashed a bit. There was a remake of Metroid 2 on the 3DS.
No, not a remake though. A new mainline game.
The newest one was probably... Well, I mean, I don't think we should count that one like soccer game. So not that one. Yeah, I think the last one was Other M, but the last...
God, the last it's been like 15 years or
Yeah.
something.
The last, I mean, they literally said the last 2D Metroid game was Metroid Fusions on the Game Boy Advance in like 2000
Yeah,
something. It's been like almost 20
yeah.
years since we've gotten a like
So that was
regular
hype as
Metroid
hell.
game, and it
That was
looks
hype as
so
hell.
good. I I'm a fan of Samus the character. I have never really liked the color balance of her armor that much. I think it's kind of like, well,
The blue does
it's
so much.
it's NES to pop. It's an NES trick to make her pop from the dark background. But it doesn't work so well in modern graphics. The like the teal, the white and red, it looks so good. I love this
It
new armor.
pops so great. It's amazing.
Oh, it's absolutely fucking gorgeous. Her animations are fucking cool. She's a fucking badass again. Other M made her look like a bitch.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Actually, no one liked Other M,
If
so
you
I'm
want-
not sorry.
If you want me to put my foot in my mouth, I will say I have no idea why anyone gave a shit about Kazuya being in Smash.
I actually like Tekken, and I also can agree. I wanted King.
Yeah, I'm not. No, I'm not even saying I don't like Tekken. I'm just saying he's not my favorite character from Tekken.
Like, of all
I
the characters
just-
in Tekken, King Kuma would have been better. And he's just a bear.
He's a cuddly little bear who
I'm sorry though.
really.
Watching pro Kuma players is the funniest goddamn thing. They are unbelievable to watch. That character has such strange hitboxes where he just goes boing boing and he perfects them. Like, it's hysterical to watch. I love that. Watch any of Donkey's like second Tekken 7 video where he's just him climbing the ranks as Kuma. Funniest goddamn thing. I love that video. Yeah.
Honestly, I would have preferred like Mokujin or even over,
Yeah, honestly.
fucking yes.
Yeah.
Alger
Yeah.
Jr. Give me some of the weirder ones. That's what
Yeah,
Tekken's
right.
great about.
Stop giving his boring. I mean, we have so many fucking like boring Fire Emblem characters. I almost said Final Fantasy characters. There's no Final Fantasy. There's 2 Final Fantasy characters in that game. I'm sorry.
Just more Marth. Just more Marth. Fire Emblem, just more Marth.
I can agree, Delphox. Heihachi would have been cooler. He would have been less boring if it was Heihachi. Jin, not so much. Jin is the protag guy. He's the boring guy.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
kind of E3.
That
really,
was basically everything that
This-
happened.
yeah,
in
again.
E3 is. Oh wait, there's the
I have no
Vertigo
one else
game.
Oh,
The
God.
game based on the movie,
Oh,
John's
good.
favorite movie, Vertigo. Making a video game on it.
yeah,
It's
like
even called
like
Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo, the video game.
no, not even my favorite movie. The like Directors Guild of America's
Yes!
#1 movie ever
One-
made.
Po-
Is getting
Depending on
a video
who
game.
you ask in the world, the greatest movie ever made. Like,
I know, just for anyone in this who isn't like massive cinema nerds like the two of us are,
Mhm.
Citizen Kane and Vertigo have
yeah.
ever since Vertigo was made have flipped between the
have
number
been-
1 and number 2.
there's been a war between those movies. Which one is considered the better movie? I personally think Citizen Kane. John, I mean, Vertigo
personally
is John's
think
favorite
Vertigo.
movie, so obviously he thinks.
And-
he thinks
no,
that.
but here's the weird part. I'm not really excited about this game though because I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do. Vertigo is a very like tight-knit movie. That's kind of Hitchcock's thing. He was notorious for drawing storyboards and like wanting to get the scenes as they were like drawn out done as quickly as possible. He was notorious for getting pissy if he had to take like 6 shots of the same scene, which if you have to work on a movie, that is
That takes a long time.
well, yeah, no, not only that long time, like that's not even that many takes. There are some takes that can go up to 50.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure what was it? What was that one? Was that one Tarantino film? It was like Apocalyptia, something like that. Like there were stories of like this one movie um, that had like 300 takes of a single scene. Like people will, if they have the money, they will try and get the perfect shot of their scene.
There,
Hitchcock hated that.
there is that infamous story about Stanley Kubrick doing a scene 127 times.
I know 127 times, and like actually intentionally
Mm-hmm.
throwing away like the first 50 takes because the actress wasn't exhausted enough looking in them. So he was intentionally going to have them do this same scene for like 20 hours straight so that she would look more like completely wrecked. Getting back to Vertigo, like it doesn't even really lend itself much to a game. It's just there's kind of a private detective story going on, but like Twist isn't anything major. It was made at a time when like PI movies or like mystery thrillers were very new. It is very basic in its setup, conclusion, climax, and all that kind of stuff. So it's like I genuinely don't know what they're going to do to make it a video game and fit well in a video game setting.
I can safely say I am very curious, and I might actually buy it just to see how it works.
I'll probably watch like maybe a playthrough of it on YouTube or something.
Maybe we'll
Because
stream it if we can get that to work. Maybe we'll stream it.
maybe, I mean, yeah.
I
If
think that'd be
we
fun.
stream it, I'll probably just be going, "Hey, I know that reference." I at least hope they reference the movie if they're
They
going to
better
put
if they're gonna put Alfred
Alfred
Hitchcock's
Hitchcock.
name on it. They
What
fucking
it's all
better.
like.
I want to climb the stairs and have vertigo.
uh,
That's a scene
So
from the
that's-
movie. I've only seen it once.
yeah, like the scene from the movie that I kid you not was probably you could probably remake that shot in the Amnesia engine.
Yeah, probably.
You
I think
actually
they did.
could. I'm pretty sure they have. So I don't know how they're going to make the camera shots
I
in
don't
that
know.
movie translate well. But
But hey, who knows? I mean, nothing is better than I already have my game of the year, guys. Like I've like played it like 2 or 3 times now. I already know it. It's Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion, guys. Game of the year 2021.
you never stop with that one. You've been
It's fun. It's a good game. I'm being genuinely serious. It's actually like a really fun game.
all right.
It was an impulse purchase, and I actually think it's really fun. It's really short, but it's very intuitive and a lot of fun. The controls are tight. It's very funny. It's a little dark. It's got a hint of darkness, like just the right amount, so that the comedy doesn't get oppressed by the like gloom of like
The
when you realize
the
what's happened.
realization that you're basically Al Capone.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun, and it has an ending song over the credits that just is like, we won't pay our taxes. Pay your taxes, kids.
Uh,
My friend hasn't paid his taxes.
what?
It's not.
It's
not going
past
well.
the deadline. Past
not-
the extended deadline.
He hasn't paid his taxes in a while. So
Don't say his name. Don't say his
Nope,
name.
I
The
haven't.
FBI agent will get upset.
he's not watching. Anyway, but yeah, that was E3. I really wanted to just talk about it because it was relevant. I like talking about things that are relevant because we usually record these and then post them like 2 or 3 weeks later. So whatever we were saying ends up not being
whatever we're
relevant.
saying was
Like we
happening
usually
like a month ago.
we usually like we had there was this great moment where we were talking about like, you know, we're not earlier this year we were talking about like what we're not sure whether WandaVision will be like a big hit or anything, and it was after the time that episode 4 had come out when we posted it. So it's like, yeah, I think it's a big hit. Bad timing.
Yeah.
Also, I forgot that we said that when I was editing. It's like, oh shit.
Well, I mean, hey, could be a segue if you wanted it to be.
We could talk about Marvel, but I mean that's gonna involve some yelling.
I mean,
I'm for it.
you still have the energy. Do you want to
Yeah, let's.
angry?
I want to get this over with before we talk about things that I like and things that you like, and we'll be all happy. Let's start. Let's get
Also,
that
you
fucking anger out of the way.
don't want to get rid of that passion in like an hour or so when you're too tired for it.
Yeah, it's easier. It's easier to talk about things we like when we're tired, because it's like, yeah,
Ah,
we don't want to. We don't want
I
to.
mean, do you want me to get the ball rolling with Loki?
Um, if you want to start on
Or
Loki, yeah, I will jump in.
okay, you can just pop right in when you
Yeah.
are ready. Well, WandaVision was certainly, that was good.
Yeah.
Everyone loved it and it got people passionate, as I mentioned.
MR
My
Films the fan
friends,
loved it.
my friends like got very passionate about their different takes on
Yes.
what it did for the character. So Loki, which is, it's safe to say Loki probably exists solely on the charm of Tom Hiddleston.
Yes.
Like, you remember back in those articles when they said, like, it was a big thing, like, Disney hires 2 unknowns for their next superheroes. Like, Chris Helmsworth and Tom Hiddleston have certainly upgraded from unknowns. I gotta say, I am confused in a very bad way with a lot of the decisions that they're making with Loki. But you want to know, I could probably sit here for like 10 minutes explaining like the different like the amount of just fan service shots that exist in this weird like not multiverse but yes multi-timeline like police cop like buddy cop show. But I can just save all of that and tell everyone that Loki has committed the prime sin, as far as I am concerned, that a member of a franchise can do. It's during, I believe it's episode 1. I could be wrong, though. It's kind of like just gotten foggy at this moment. Loki just comes to this little desk, opens up a desk, and there's just Infinity Stones covering the thing. And he's like, "What?" Infinity Stones, like, what are they like? And he's like these are so. And then just some random dude's just like, "Oh yeah, we get them all the time in here. Interns like to use them as paperweights." And I literally just shut the TV off and walked away. Because the sin I am speaking of that a franchise can commit is taking such an important MacGuffin or any kind of aspect of the world building and just old yellering it, just taking it out for the sake of comedy. The sake of a joke. So basically everything in Endgame, everything that carried Marvel through sort of phase 1, but definitely phase 2 and 3, the Infinity Stones, the main MacGuffin of their franchise, now they're just like, oh yeah, they're nothing now. You don't gotta worry about them anymore. We can just use them as paperweights. Like these things that people have died for, these things people have killed for. Oh yeah, interns are unpaid staff. They like to use them as paperweights. They're just a little trinket. Fuck off. It was literally this exact thing that got me to basically stop watching Korra from episode 1. Like, oh, a 4-year-old can learn 3 different schools of bending without teachers? Okay. Yeah, so all that stuff about Aang needing to learn, like there being a time period and he's got to learn in under a year. Wait around doing nothing, you lazy asshole. It's like, it absolutely drives me fucking bonkers. Like, Star Trek Discovery did it. The Last Jedi did it. Like, all these movies I can point to as just being poison for a franchise. Every last one of them will take a mainstay of the franchise and decide to just devalue it or chuck it out the window for the sake of a joke. And it drives me up a wall. And Loki managed to do it. So.
Yeah, so you stopped watching after that, right?
Pretty much, yeah. I knew it was not going to get better from there. I knew the second that they do something like that, it's just like, nope, this is a rotting corpse already, and it's not even dead yet. I believe it's got the zombie deer virus. Not gonna enjoy this flank. Nope.
I haven't stopped watching it. In fact, last night I watched the 3rd episode, so I'm all caught up.
And
Why the fuck are people calling this almost perfect?
because Tom Hiddleston is it,
What
and
is
they are horny for
wrong
him.
with people? People
They
are
are
dropping
horny for-
great ratings on the show. Nothing is happening. Like, literally, nothing is happening. 3 episodes of essentially plot dumping. This is what's supposed to be happening. Okay, but can we see it? Nah.
We're gonna tell you what's happening, not show you. That's good writing.
Look, the tell don't show writing style is obnoxious. But I think the thing that's hurting me most is that Tom Hiddleston isn't even carrying the goddamn show. Like, he's Tom Hiddleston. He has more charm in his fucking pinky finger than half of the MCU. And yet, apparently, if you give him a bad enough script, even he can't save it. Like, here's what I think is my biggest problem. Loki, as a villain, was always 5 steps ahead of everyone. That was his thing. He was smarter than everyone in the room, and he outplanned everyone. That was his shtick. That was what made him intimidating.
It was supposed to be horrifying that he was scared of Thanos because Thanos just bitch slap his plans.
Yes.
No one was powerful enough for that.
All of his losses have been because of because he's overconfident in himself. He underestimates his opponents every goddamn time. He is the smart villain, though. He's still smart, even though he underestimates people repeatedly in some unfortunate cases, but he's still brilliant. This show has decided he's the comic relief. He's
so they
not
took
the smart one.
They took the scene of Hulk smashing him into the floor and just made that into a TV series.
Yep.
I don't know what's worse is pretty sure in the Marvel timeline, which has been fucked over because Endgame included time travel, means that this is Loki without his character development from Avengers onwards, right?
And
this is Loki literally the one who escaped from being captured.
Yeah, this is supposed to be of the variant timeline Loki that when at the end of during the time heist in Endgame, the Tesseract slides up to him and he picks it up and disappears. That is which Loki it is. It's literally end of Avengers 1 Loki.
So everything from Ragnarok, everything from
Dark World on has not happened to this guy. Yet, the writers really wanted to use that character. Really wanted to. They wanted him to be the sympathetic one, the sad one, the one that's been through loss and has come back stronger. But he's not there yet. So for the entire first episode, the whole point was to cram the rest of his timeline down his throat so that he magically becomes the character they need him to be. Bad writing.
Really?
Yes,
Really?
seriously.
Wait, they tried to fit 4 movies of character development into a single TV episode?
Yes!
That sucks, especially because a villain turned hero, relatively speaking, he didn't get that much screen time in each of the movies that he was having his character development, but you could still see the progression.
Yep.
So, I'm not saying it was necessarily a time issue. It was literally just an effort issue.
Mm-hmm.
And what did they do to, beat him down and then, build him back up? Or
they showed him his mom dying once, and then he went back and rewatched old memories of his mom and was like, I have character development now. Owen Wilson, take me away.
What is it with the Thor franchise and making Thor's mom this fucking emotional support MacGuffin that just makes everyone a better person? She was barely in the movies.
She's essentially not in Thor 1. She dies in Thor 2.
Dies in Thor 2, and then she's just comes in for a cameo in Endgame.
Yep. I don't know, man. Like, it's just, that's episode 1, and I was watching it when it came out. I was just like, this can't be. I'm not watching the same show as everyone. I can't be, because this was just fucking bad. And then episode 2 starts, and it got the grave sin for me, which is a horrible use of I Need a Hero. The worst use of I Need a Hero. The worst use of I Need a Hero since I Need a Dildo. The absolute worst. That's not a joke for you guys. That's a joke for John.
Thanks. Thanks for reminding me of the cringy Saturday Night Live show we did at college.
You weren't even there for that, man. You just watched it from afar. I was in that. I had to sing that. I volunteered to sing that.
Told me I'm glad I didn't join that year. You guys decided to do a musical episode.
Dan, I'm sorry. I love you if you ever watch this.
Yeah, sorry, Dan. But anyways, you told me about that, and I literally remembered saying, "Yeah, no, they pulled that lever like too late."
Yeah.
Everyone wanted it in Ragnarok. It wasn't in Ragnarok, and they blew their load and then tried to fix it, and then it didn't work.
Look, the problem, the reason it didn't work in the episode 2 opener was it was all the action was offbeat. Like, that is an easy song to set an action scene to, and it is offbeat. And it ends.
Shrek 2 was able to put its action on.
Shrek 2 did it better. Not that that's saying anything bad about Shrek 2, but they did do it better.
Oh, no. Oh, you're joking.
And worst of all, they end the action scene before the song ended. They just cut it out, and the song just sort of limps off to die.
Just fades away.
Yes! I was embarrassed for whoever edited it.
Oh, wow. Wow.
That was bad. So then, so episode 1 is just literally introducing the TVA, introducing the fact that there's a single timeline. Thanks, Marvel, whatever, I'm sure that'll last long. It introduces all this bullshit about variants and all that.
They don't have a multiverse, they have a Spider-Verse, John.
Doctor Strange said there was a multiverse! Outright! They said it! Full verbatim! Multiverse!
He just said that there's a potential. There's a million potentials.
Oh, shut up. They said multiverse. So, and also cramming the entirety of Loki's character arc into about 20 minutes. Episode 2, he's working for the TVA, trying to hunt down... Guys, guess what? The shocking twist? They needed Loki to hunt down another variant of Loki. Wow. Was that a twist? Are you surprised? Are you shocked by this? I thought it was going to be Kraven the fucking Hunter.
Could they have 2 Lokis if there's no multiverse? The only other
variants
Loki we
of
know.
Loki. There's all. That's the whole point of the whole time TVA thing. If there's something that isn't supposed to happen in the timeline, they go back and go, nah, stop that.
Where did that Loki come from, though? This Loki came from a paradox, and the only other Loki we know about is dead.
Yep. So, frankly, I think this thing is up its own ass about its singular timeline when there's clearly more than one timeline, because otherwise how can variants be happening in the past of the timeline when variants have already been fixed in the past of the timeline? Why do I smell copper?
I don't know, and I honestly kind of don't care.
I lost interest when they just couldn't explain it. And then, so he's hunting down Loki, Loki variant. Turns out it's Fem Loki. Cool.
Oh, hey, so it's Enchantress, you mean?
Yep.
Okay.
Someone says, imagine not knowing the Enchantress theories. Like, what theories? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I think there's a theory. If it's Fem Loki, it just means that's the Enchantress.
Oh, alright. Well, she is calling herself an Enchantress. Because she doesn't want to be called Loki. She has another name that I completely forgot. I have been calling her Fem Loki because that's what she is. And
well, that's kind of awkward considering Enchantress has tried to sleep with Thor so many times. Some incest
Oh,
timeline.
Joe, trust me. The amount of near kisses that these two have already happened, Loki and himself, but a girl.
Oh, self-cessed for the win.
Oh, I have learned to smell out fucking romantic sexual tension bullshit from a mile away. They are trying so hard to make you believe that. So
And
goddamn hard.
I never thought that Disney would actually retread the incest angle with some self-cessed.
Yep.
I guess buying Star Wars really did change them.
Probably.
Oh man.
But yeah, so I'll use your guys' lingo. It's Enchantress. Fine, my Enchantress is in DC and she's way cooler. So she's I guess trying to kill the timekeepers, the lizard people that run time. That's a joke I like. I don't know if that's actually a reference to a comic. I don't know everything about comics, but lizard people running time, that sounds like just a joke to me. That sounds like a good joke on people who think that everything's run by reptilians.
A hollow earth theory.
Yes. But her goal is to just kill them. Loki's goal is to, I don't know. I think he just wants to talk to them.
Loki's goal is literally to just be here for as long as the Disney Plus series lasts.
I think the goal that the show like actively says that is his goal is he's trying to replace the timekeepers, trying to rule time himself, which that's a reasonable Loki goal. I can get behind that, I guess. It's just we're not going about it very interestingly. So something that's revealed in episode 2 is that the variant, the Loki variant that we are hunting, the Femme Loki, Enchantress, whatever the fuck you want to call her, I don't care. She hides in disasters, in parts of the timeline where a city or a planet is doomed. Doomsdays. So she's hiding out in some like mall that's going to be hit by a hurricane and destroyed, killing everyone inside. Because the idea is everyone there is going to die anyway, so it doesn't matter what you do because the timeline is already set in stone. Everyone dies. So that's kind of interesting. I can get behind that. Loquette? Okay, I'll call it Loquette.
Oh yeah, and that's a good one. That's a good one.
So Loki interrupts Loquette's plan, and they both end up on a planet that is about to be hit by a moon. Fun. So they decide to team up to get the fuck off the planet, because shit breaks, and now they can't get back using the thing that got them there. So they try to get to they take a train to an Ark. Shenanigans happen on the train. They get kicked off the train. They have to walk to the Ark. The Ark blows up. That's the end of episode 3. That is literally pretty much all that's happened.
Yeah, no, I've been noticing with these Disney, this Marvel Disney Plus kind of things, it's been a steady decline for me. WandaVision, yes. Really fascinating. Great. I love the concept, like the episodes taking place in different decades, the acting changing with each episode setting was fantastic. Whether or not you liked what they did with Scarlet Witch about the whole thing, it's still interesting and like brings so much more depth to her character than she got in the main movie. Oh, so yes. I approve of WandaVision for better or for worse, 100%. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I feel like it was a good gesture because it was giving people more of what they wanted.
Yes.
But at the same time, probably should have thought through a bit more how they wanted to have the characters be, like what they wanted this show to do for the characters, because realistically, both characters kind of just end up exactly where they were from the start. Yes. You could actually ignore the entire series and not be affected. And, I mean, I gave up literally episode 1.
Like halfway through episode 1.
I don't even think I made it through the commercial or where the commercial break would normally be, because I couldn't stand. It doesn't feel like it's giving us what we want. It feels like it's taking advantage of a fan favorite character in order for a cash grab. Mm-hmm. And just going by the plot sounds like there is massive amounts of set pieces with minimal substance.
Yes.
And it's I mean, if there's one thing that's worse than having a character who starts one way and ends one way as like a zero-sum game, the way Falcon and Winter Soldier did, it sounds worse because it's starting with a character at a point A, immediately flips them, gives them a 180, like sixth of the way through the story, and now expects you to treat them like this same character for the rest of the event.
Yeah, I really can't see how this can turn itself around into being enjoyable, because I'm not enjoying it, and I've tried. I've really tried. I've watched all 3 episodes. I've held off on giving my opinion online until literally just now, because I've been seeing how people have been like freaking out of it. Kevin fucking loves this show. Like he's really into it.
Well,
but I mean, he loves the MCU to death, like more than we do.
Fair. You know what? Super fan. I would.
He has every movie in Steelbook.
Okay, yeah, okay. With that kind of level, yeah, I understand. There's probably no.
He's probably already loving it. Before I give up,
yeah. Well,
if I may go back to Captain Falcon and Mr. Lefty for just a second, that show, I agree with you with the whole complete downward slope of these Disney Plus shows. That show left me. So WandaVision left me wanting more of Scarlet Witch, more of Wanda, and I really look forward to see what they do with her over the next few movies, because I know she's definitely going to be in the next Doctor Strange movie, at least a little bit. I'm very curious to see what they do with her moving forward. Black Condor and the autumnal guy left me not wanting more of them, but wanting someone to make documentaries set in the MCU. I want a documentary about what happened during the 5-year gap, during when everyone was dead. I want a documentary about the Black Captain America, the original Black Captain America that they introduced. I want documentaries set in the MCU. Like Disney, if you could give us that, I would watch that. I think that would be very interesting.
It would be a very good, unique or newer at least way of introducing more lore that is undoubtedly going to be important for the movies going forward.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'd be behind that too. Another criticism I literally just now thought about is with White Wolf over there. Feels like similarly with Tom Hiddleston being like, people don't care about Loki. They just like him. They like his charm. They like all this that kind of stuff. It feels like they really like tearing into Bucky as a potential like. They've been reinventing his character to be a lot more consumable to like nerd fans or like I guess I don't know if you want to call them like fangirls, but people who would be attractive to a complete geek. Because I remember so many things in the show that just didn't mesh with how he was as a character from not Winter Soldier, First Avenger.
Mm-hmm.
He was supposed to be like this veteran, like this kind of thing, and suddenly he read Lord of the Rings, the first edition, even though technically it shouldn't have been out yet.
No, he read The Hobbit.
No, he read The Hobbit, like literally, like back in American, reading The Hobbit back in 1940s was kind of niche, to say the least. Let alone and he's like name dropping, like he has his own list of ketchup that Steve had, and like it's all just nerd stuff, it's all tech stuff, it's like really wasn't like he went to the World Fair, but that was because it was supposed to be a big thing. That was supposed to be like the big leap forward. That was supposed to be like, hey, we're about to we might potentially reach the event horizon, the technological event horizon, where we don't need to eat food anymore. We could just self-sustain ourselves as energy kind of stuff.
It was supposed to be the introduction of Howard Stark as a character.
Yeah, and boy, did they not do anything with him other than make him an abusive fucking dad.
Yeah.
Anyways, Yeah, no, but it felt weird watching. Felt like they were reinventing fucking uh, Soviet Comrade to be a lot more what the fans assume he is, or like fan theorize or fan in him to be, as opposed to what he actually was.
Yeah.
Given that they also did not, address or make his character anything further in the actual series itself.
Yeah. That was definitely the thing that pissed me off about the show. I'm running out of funny names for it.
I know there aren't that many. We kind of ran.
Yeah,
out
we kind of ran the gamut of them.
So the villain was kind of stupid. I've said this before. I'll say it again.
We said it many times.
I know Flagbreaker is like not only is she not consistent with the comic character, which I really don't care about. It's more she's not consistent with herself.
Yeah, no.
She wants cooperation and also wants to murder people. She thinks that the international community isn't going to say, "Oh, this wasn't just a national tragedy. This was you being a terrorist, you madman."
She's complicated in the fact that she has no idea what her goals are.
Complicated in that she has conflicting goals in the sense that she literally wants two completely contradictory things to happen. Didn't think that planned through very well.
Yeah, so we both agree WandaVision, very good. Captain Marvel and the guy with one arm, less good. And then
Marvel and
Loki just
it's falling apart at the seams.
Falling apart so quickly. I mean, Captain Marvel was a reference to that one Brie Larson interview where she was asked about doing Captain Marvel and she completely mixed him up with Captain America.
Yeah.
That is for everyone who hates Brie Larson. I can't get on board with that. I don't hate her, but that one interview where she had no idea who Captain Marvel was really funny. I will bring that up all the time.
Yeah.
So we
speaking of that, there's other things that Disney and Marvel
we're gonna get another, like, I think 3 more episodes of Loki. I think it's supposed to be 6 episodes. I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure these are supposed to be miniseries that just have 6 episodes, which makes sense because they're going the Game of Thrones thing where they're throwing a movie budget at these things and just kind of expecting them to have.
But once it does end, that's not the end of the MCU this year. Can I take you all back to 2020? That one year we all hated, but had one beautiful thing. There was no Marvel movies for a whole year. We could just relax and not think about it. We could just zen out. 4. We're getting 4 this year. Technically 5.
John, I know exactly how to fix your problem that you're having here. You do is you get on a plane and you go to the 100-acre woods over there with Pooh Bear in charge.
Oh yeah.
And boom, 2 of the movies are gone like that. They ain't gonna.
They're only getting 2 of those.
Take away your no Eternals and no what is it? Shang-Chi? What is it? Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings. None of that over there in the land of Mulan.
Oh man! And just when you thought we might actually get a video in China, there it goes.
Oh man! Who cares?
And the Chinese government has slapped us down.
China doesn't use YouTube.
No, they
don't use YouTube. Anyway. There's too many references to Tiananmen Square.
That's true. Anyway, so can we? I have the Phase 4 schedule on my phone because I have been staring at this for 2 months. Literally, we recorded for 4 or 5 hours. And part of it was talking about the MCU, and we're just I don't know what's happening with the MCU. Literally 2 days later, this fucking drops. So great timing on that. So, because I have all the dates too. Starting on July 9th. Starting on July 9th. In 2 weeks, we have Black Widow. Only about 6 years late. No big deal. Get here when you get here. Like,
there are already rumors of the Black Widow 2.
there's rumors that there's gonna be Black Widow 2. Like, why? She's fucking dead!
Don't even have the box office numbers yet. You can't say this shit.
Frankly, no one even cares about Scarlett Johansson as an actress anymore.
I really don't. She's
Really
played
don't.
too many characters that whitewashed things. No one likes her anymore.
People are genuinely not interested in her anymore. And yet they're gonna try to build a fucking series. Actually, the rumors are we don't even know that if she's gonna do a second one. We don't know if a second one is actually happening, guys, but it's just been rumored.
Yeah, and I'm going off the idea people assume that this is like gonna be one of the other versions of Black Widow.
Yeah. I'm not really... I'm like half looking forward to this movie. The good half, David Harbour. The bad half
Taskmaster's a good villain to use.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm pretty sure they're going to ruin him. Because I'm pretty sure they're not going to have any of his, like, charm from the comics. Taskmaster is a fun villain. That's what I don't think people don't understand about him. He is supposed to be fun. Like, he is intentionally kind of goofy. He's, like, the perfect fighter because he memorizes everyone else's moves. But he's, like, kind of ridiculous.
Guys, he gets beaten by Deadpool because he used no technique to fight.
It's great.
Like, that's the way you beat Taskmaster. You just be random. It's great. Why Moon Knight and Deadpool do so good against him?
There is a page of a comic. I don't know what the comic is, sadly, but I've seen it floating around the internet of Taskmaster thinking to himself all the moves he's using, and among them is that punch I saw Shang-Chi use once. That slam that I get hit by She-Hulk. Like, it's just all this, like, crazy shit that doesn't have, like, proper names. It's not proper forms. It's just things that he's seen, and he's just mimicking them. That's funny. He's funny, but he's had 0 lines in the trailer. A trailer that has given away a shitload of information, by the way. But he's had 0 lines. His skull face is a bicycle helmet, guys. I am not looking forward to that. I am tentatively very scared of what they're doing to my poor Taskmaster. Not Masker. But speaking of Shang-Chi, just a quick hop and a skip over to September 3rd. Shang-Chi and the Secret of the Rings, the best Sonic game. I've actually never played that one, so I can't say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I'm not gonna lie. I know a lot of comic book characters. I've read a lot of comics in my day. I still read a lot of comics. I don't really know much about this character. I know he is a martial artist. I don't know this character at all. I know he is a fan favorite. I know he's better than Iron Fist in every way. I know literally nothing about this character, though. The trailers have given me... Hey, Conky Dong, how you doing? The trailers have given me basically nothing to hype me up, except that there's a dragon. I'm always here for dragons. But...
I think it's Fin Fang Foom. Is it too much to hope that's Fin Fang Foom?
Please be Fin Fang Foom. Please, 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 please.
But I mean, here's the thing. A part of me is like glad to see like an old school kind of Bruce Lee karate movie potentially in this like superhero setting. At the same time, though, so many of the characters, it feels like they use some version of mixed martial arts or like they incorporate, like especially Black Panther. It feels like he's using jujitsu or like some combination of karate or like other things that I don't know. It feels like it's just gonna like lessen the uniqueness of like a genuinely like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon kind of thing.
Yeah. It could go either way. I just genuinely don't know. I think there's a second trailer that popped up recently. I have not gotten a chance to watch it. But I will try to get a chance to watch it later this week or probably next week. It's coming up. September's coming up quick. It's basically July already. but yeah, it's. I mean, it looks okay. I mean, it needs to. I don't know what it needs to do, actually. I don't know what it needs to do. But it's. It's,
Needs to not suck.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you. But speaking of, please don't suck. Or actually, maybe please do suck. A few weeks later, because it's been moved back to, I think, September 20-something, Venom 2 let Woody Harrelson have his silly wig back.
Oh, no. Oh, Venom 2. It's still not gay, guys. We swear.
Yeah.
Like, Venom's cooking Eddie breakfast for crying out loud.
He's singing tomato. Like, come on. Come on.
It's.
I like that the first trailer is leaning into the screwball comedy that made the first one at least enjoyable to watch. Unfortunately, it seems that the same lighting team is back because you can't see anything.
Carnage is supposed to be like bright red, comes off the screen, kind of like Spider-Man's supposed to, and I can't see a thing.
Carnage proper is only in one shot of the trailer, and it looks half finished. It's not complete.
Yeah, it looks like the Red Mist stuff from the original cut of Justice League. It really does.
Yeah, it does. Please look, I like Carnage more than Venom, so I am at least excited for this movie. I can at least get behind Woody Harrelson as Carnage. Okay, all right, I'm on board. This just go fucking nuts, movie. Like, just don't hold back. The first movie gave a lot with its comedy, but held back on the action, and it just was so boring. Just go all the way with this one, and it'll be good. It'll be fun.
Give us arm weapons from Carnage.
Yes,
don't care about
please.
practicality. Just give us the weapons.
I want him to hit him with the funny mace. Boosh. I want cartoon sound effects. When do they go to the fireworks factory? At least that'll light up the fucking screen. God damn it, Sony. Learn how to light a fucking movie. But yeah, so, I mean, technically that's not MCU, but it's a Marvel movie because it's a Marvel property.
It's a Marvel character.
Like, counts.
They're gonna have to bring him in at some point. They're gonna have to bring Venom in at some point.
I mean, if they can weasel him away from Sony. Because, I mean, they were very reluctant with Spider-Man. Venom is making them decent money, I think. So, they might not.
Well,
it took a lot of negotiating to keep Spider-Man in the MCU. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
And we'll get back to Spider-Man in a bit. But Spider-Man isn't the next movie. The next movie is November 5th. It's Eternals. That movie that everyone's so excited for.
Banned in China because they hate the director.
I mean, I'll keep her. I love her, so.
No, she's deserves her awards. Man, has the Eternals trailer just become a meme in its time?
It is a meme. It's a joke. Like, I can't tell when the trailer actually first dropped. I could not tell you if people were serious when they were saying, "Oh my god, this looks incredible. It's the best looking MCU movie," and it was just a picture of a sunset. Like, okay. They shot a sunset.
The inconsistent ideas, they're just like, we came across Earth, found all these humans, and we brought them forward in technology, and we haven't interfered. It's like, until now, it's like, okay, well, so you didn't think it was important to interfere when half the population disappeared? I am holding...
From your own fucking child?
Yeah.
By the way, spoiler alert for people that don't read comics, Thanos wasn't eternal.
Yeah. It kind of feels like
this should have been there.
should have been
Should have been
involved.
Maybe a
Don't
little
know
earlier.
exactly what. I don't know what the villain is going to be that apparently will cause so much problems that Thanos was less of an issue for them than this villain will be.
I don't know who the villain's gonna be. The trailer did not give anything away.
Neither do I.
Which I
Neither
mean,
do I.
I'm all for trailers not giving things away. I'm all for that. But like, I need a little bit more than what we got.
Yeah,
It's just something to work with. You know what I mean? I mean,
even, no, it gave such little away. I think if you watch the trailers, you might not even know what the Eternals deal is.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
straight up.
nothing that the trailer did, you couldn't have just assumed they were just the Justice League. Because, like, there was the Speedster, there's the Wonder Woman, like, you know, all white, kind of like angelic. There's the main guy who's, like, he's got really buff. There's the tech guy. It's like, if anyone knows, this could really just be a Justice League remake or a pot shot.
Yeah.
Or whatever you want to call it.
I mean, the original Eternals was basically Marvel going to Jack Kirby. Hey, Jack, you know what that thing you did for DC? You know those like new gods? Can you do one of those for us, please? Please.
Give us our own sci-fi world.
And then he did, because that's just what Jack Kirby did. Just was like,
Jack Kirby pissed at DC at this point. Was willing to do it. He was pissed off at DC.
Was there a single company he ever liked working for? I don't know.
He didn't like working for himself. I don't think a company was gonna get it for him.
Anyway, I have looked into the Eternals because Shang-Chi is a character where okay, the movie could probably very easily explain this character. He, from what I understand of him, he's a martial artist. He's a very good martial artist. He has some mystical energy to him. I'm sure the movie will explain that just fine. I don't need to do that. I am tentative that the movie will actually be able to explain the Eternals well enough, so I actually went out and bought the newest Eternals book. First 3 issues of it. I have read all 3 issues. Boy, am I not sure what just happened. So, allow me to, if I may, try to explain who the Eternals are. So the Eternals are a project by the Celestials, you know, the big gods of the universe. They came to Earth, saw that there was life, and made 3 kinds of life on Earth. They made Eternals, they made humans, and depending on your continuity, they made mutants. Some continuity they didn't, some they did. The mutants have 5 different origins at any given time.
Yeah. I love the Ultimates version of the...
Yes. We made them.
We made them. We humans did that.
Magneto. We made you. That was basically a joke in one of the Ultimates big things. Fuck that comic. Anyway. So the Eternals were made immortal and given powers, and they looked up to the Eternals and they're just to the Celestials and they're just like, hey, so what do we do? And the Celestials were like, you guard the machine. So what's the machine? Earth. Earth is a machine.
Machine now.
Okay.
It's it physically has pipes in its core.
Yo, Angelo, and I do pay much attention. Anyway.
Anyways, yeah, back to the machine.
So Earth is machine. Earth is the one that keeps reviving the Eternals when they die because they're immortal, but in the Asgardian sense, where they could die if you kill them, but otherwise they won't die.
They don't die from age. They don't die from age.
Yeah. Except for the ones that do. And they're all given kind of names from mythology, but they're not those characters. Those are real characters as well. The kind of main guy of the Eternals is Icarus. He's not Icarus who flew too close to the sun. No, that's another guy. But his name is Icarus. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And there's a lot of other ones.
Perfect sense.
Yes. And his ability is also to fly, so fuck you.
Just showing up the imposter. What do you want?
You know what? Yeah. So in the current continuity, all the Eternals killed each other. In the last run of the book, and have now all been revived by the machine.
Golden Invincible.
Yeah. Well, they killed each other because they found out that their purpose was done. Apparently, that the Celestials didn't need them anymore. So, oops. So they all killed each other, and now they're all alive again. They're all like, well, sorry, guys. Didn't mean to kill you. Are we friends now? And then someone kills their leader. But he's dead for real now because the machine is broken. Who is also the narrator? Who breaks the fourth wall? Who is the Earth?
Ego, the living planet.
And on top of all of this incomprehensible exposition, is also entire 2-page spreads of exposition, just telling you who people are. Just entire lists of things. Also, some of the worst fucking art I've seen in comics in a while now. Good God, it's atrocious looking. I swear, the artist can't paint within fucking lines. Everyone is balding randomly. Everyone's face is like...
But
they also don't have teeth, so it's also vacant mouth. Who? Like, it's just... It's creepy to look at. I don't enjoy it. And I can barely tell what's going on.
Looks like Civil War's art.
Oh, it's worse than Civil War. Because at least Civil War has fucking details. They're bad details, but there's details. This is choppy shit. This looks worse than the, like, no offense, but like your webcam footage gets kind of like craggly and laggy on my end. That looks better than the fucking comic book.
Well then, my camera is good for something after all.
So yeah, other than a teaser trailer, we have no idea what really is going to be about. The Eternals movie is really going to be about. Other than it reuniting two Game of Thrones alumni. Yeah, Kit Harington is apparently the villain because that worked out so well for Call of Duty.
Because bringing his emotionless face.
The worst actor from Game of Thrones, other than Ed Sheeran. And also one of the better actors from Game of Thrones who has not had as successful a career as Kit Harington for some ungodly reason. Rob Madden is going to be playing Icarus.
Ooh. At least he's in the main character role.
Yes, he is like the lead, and I'm very happy about Rob Madden landing that lead. Hopefully he will be good. Hopefully he will be given a good script. Hopefully Chloe Zhao can save a shitty movie with just being a good director. I have no idea. Why the fuck are you doing a Marvel movie after winning Best Director and Best Picture? Probably just needed the money.
I mean, yeah, it's a big paycheck. You can't deny. It's a big paycheck.
I can't deny that. But what I also can't deny is how Disney has very little faith in this movie. Because you'll notice that between Black Widow and Shang-Chi, there's a month. Between Shang-Chi and Eternals, there is a month. Between Eternals and Spider-Man, there is not a month. Spider-Man comes out December 17th. Spider-Man No Way Home, the third Spider-Man movie, the highly anticipated third Spider-Man movie, is either going to be competing with a successful Eternals movie or have no competition with itself. That's what I'm seeing here. I read this as Disney expects the Eternals movie to last like 4 weeks.
Don't understand why Disney keeps doing this. Like, whenever they're on a roll, they decide to just like
compete with themselves.
No, they compete with themselves, and it's so stupid because they always end up losing money no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
I literally remember during the Renaissance, like they had the Aladdin a movie, and Robin Williams specifically asked them not to have Aladdin compete with, I think it was like Flubber and Toy One of them wasn't, but both of them were Disney products, or they were produced at least by
Oh yeah, yeah.
Disney.
Both of them own both those movies are owned by Disney. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're like, yeah, no, we promise we won't, and then they did, and so great. Now Disney's live action department, which they ended up needing in the 2000s when they got rid of their animation department,
Mm-hmm.
a bad track record because they competed with themselves by having Aladdin come out, and it was super popular. Don't understand why they keep needing to relearn this lesson, old man.
They
You shouldn't be competing with yourself.
it's
Just
ama-
unnatural.
it's amazing how much damage Disney will keep doing to themselves just for no adequately explained reason other than they were doing well before. So let's hurt ourselves. I don't know. Disney's stupid. Anyway, Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man currently a fugitive. Spider-Man basically the end of Civil War.
Yeah. Spider-Man, he. I mean, at least they finally got J. Jonah Jameson calling him a menace again.
Yeah, that was nice. I mean, I actually really, really liked Far From Home. I think it's probably my favorite live action Spider-Man movie. I really don't like care about this upcoming Spider-Man movie. I'm sure once the trailer hits, I'll be like, "Ooh, they're doing this, that, and the other thing," and I'll be like, "Yay!" But for right now, yeah, I don't give a shit. They could have moved this movie back another year, and I would not have cared.
Yeah, might as well, because,
Yeah.
like. I don't understand. We don't know what's weird is that, like. This is the third Spider Man movie. I still don't feel like Peter Parker is his own character. It still feels like he's a sidekick to Iron Man. No?
I think Far From Home did a decent job of pushing him to become his own character and to be his own person, because the whole point of Far From Home is he has to try to get out of Tony Stark's shadow, and
I can
personally
admit I
think
thought
they
that.
succeeded with that. I can say, admittedly, I haven't seen the movie in a while, so maybe I need to refresh my memory. But when I saw it when it came out, I thought that was really good, and that's one of the reasons that I really enjoyed it. Um,
I
yeah.
definitely do see that. I did see those attempts, and I did understand that that was what they were going for. It's just I personally didn't feel they really
Mhm.
got that, especially because like main sort of symbolism of his stepping away from Iron Man was the glasses stuff, like
Mhm.
his uh, stuff of power, and he gave it away to the bad guy, and then it doesn't come back at all. So it doesn't really feel like it was he gave it up under false pretenses, and even worse was giving it up to give up superhearing altogether. It was like a
Yeah.
symbol of not only you are now Iron Man's successor, you are now who Tony should have asked, not me. So, and then it didn't really go like it didn't really complete the circle of Spider-Man basically just being like, yeah, I'm my own thing. I don't need Iron Man. It was just it dropped Iron Man once the glasses were gone. So that's just for me personally. I didn't feel they did the best job of doing
Mm.
that. Even if they did, a part of me still feels they only have these characters or like these actors contracted to them for like 7 movies, like having major parts in like 7 or so movies. And Spider-Man's had like gotten his 4, and this one coming up is his 5th. Like just
No,
having
we're going on number 6.
number 6, really?
Yeah, because Civil War,
War.
Homecoming, Infinity War, Endgame, Far From Home.
Oh, okay,
Going on.
yeah. But that's the thing. Spider-Man was like Stan Lee's magnum opus nearly. I would like personally like I know he did a
Yes.
whole lot more as an editor, but as like a creative person, Spider-Man was his magnum opus. Like he was completely new to the superhero genre and kind of was a mascot for Marvel basically for a time there.
Yeah.
It just kind of feels like they didn't take advantage of that in these runs and these Disney runs of the character by almost hyper focusing on how young he was, especially since even in the comics, Spider-Man wasn't that young. He was still a college student. Like, yeah, he's a young person. I feel like they aged him down way too much.
No, because the MCU likes to nip from the Ultimate Universe a lot, and he was a teenager in the Ultimate Universe at the beginning of the run.
I mean, okay, I guess fair enough, but still, I feel like they should have had him, given him a bit more independence. I know that's the major theme, is that he needs to learn his independence, but he's Spider-Man. Like, could have given that story to a different character, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, maybe.
Spider-Man be Spider-Man. Let him be like the fucking face of the next phase once Iron Man died. But no,
Not looking
can't
like
do
it.
that. Can't do that. It's Marvel. It's Captain Marvel's turn.
Yeah, you know that character that everyone's so excited about?
A character that
Hey, Captain
literally
Marvel.
is so bad they got edited out of Endgame, except for like 3 scenes.
Oh God. Anyway, yeah,
I still cannot believe that disconnect. Like, Feige going on is like, oh yeah, Captain Marvel's going to be like the linchpin for Endgame. She doesn't talk in the movie. She has like 5 lines in the movie.
She's barely in it. She's barely.
And it's like,
in
what? Did we see different movies here? Was there a different cut?
Kevin. This is almost that's almost as bad as the director of Captain Falcon and the Winter Soldier saying, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone really liked John Walker."
In front of the picture of him with the shield covered in blood.
Oh my God, that tweet was hysterical. Some article was like, yeah, we sat down with the director and they were like, yeah, I'm pretty sure, yeah, you're supposed to like John Walker, and I'm pretty sure people do. Like, have you been on the internet? Are you awake? Are you aware of what people think? Like, what the fuck, dude? Anyway, enough going backwards. Let's move forward into 2022. Should we ever make it there? Should we ever make it to the next year? Alive.
We survived.
Yes. We actually, because I just found this out today, actually. We start 2022 with another Sony movie, Morbius. Morbius? Morpheus. No. It's a vampire movie with Jared Leto.
Why are they still letting him in movies?
Yeah, I don't know. Why the hell are they letting Jared Leto act anymore? Like, he won his Oscar. He can go away now. Yeah, I don't know. I don't care about that movie. I'm going to see it for the lulz. That's all I care about.
I can appreciate the horror aesthetic, but I feel like they're not going to lean into
horror aesthetic, blue lighting. Let's move on to the actual meat and potatoes. Someone brought up Delphox says they're excited for Doctor Strange 2. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, guest starring one Bruce Campbell.
I mean, I love Ash.
Yeah, those movies are great. He's gonna be playing Ash.
Yeah,
it's confirmed. It's definitely Ash. Bruce Campbell himself leaked the script.
Why are they so obsessed with doing that?
Because it makes good marketing for free. And all they have to do is slap Bruce Campbell on the wrist a little bit.
All right.
Yeah, so that's coming out in... Nope. We lost feed. Oh, there we go. Back. So that's coming out in March of next year. So that's very early for a Marvel movie.
A popcorn flick, especially.
Yeah. They usually put Marvel movies in the summer. Now they have put a couple in like early spring, which I kind of get. I mean, the Avengers movies have usually come out in like late April, early May, because that's like the start of the summer blockbuster season now. But I don't know. I think it's a little early. Maybe they don't have that much faith in it. Maybe they just want to. keep this pain train running of you have to keep coming to the fucking cinema, motherfuckers.
Have to.
Every
Have to.
every
They're
other
open
fucking
now.
month.
Open now.
Speaking of every other fucking month, in May of next year, there's Thor: Love and Thunder. Will we finally
Thor
get to
without
see
Chris.
Natalie Portman?
Yeah,
Probably
Natalie
not.
Portman. She hasn't been in a Thor movie in years.
She's gonna be in that one.
Yeah, I hasn't been in the MCU in years.
Yeah, she hasn't been in the
No.
MCU since Dark World. She hasn't been
I
in the
don't-
MCU since fucking Paramount owned it. That's how long ago it's been.
I don't see why they're bringing her back. She does not have that much name recognition in this.
I don't know.
Her character,
I don't know.
either her nor her character does.
I don't care because Taika is still directing, and that's all I care about.
All right.
Taika.
Lucky.
So we move on from a movie that's probably going to be a success, even though fans will hate it because I know a lot of hardcore fans don't like Ragnarok that much because they're a bunch of pansies.
No, it's objectively
To
one of the best.
to an imminent disaster.
On
July
arrival.
2022, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. What the fuck are they gonna do?
The movie that the both of us have no idea who the main
What-
Actor is going to
What
be.
are they going to do? What
How do
can
it
they do?
go? And Shuri, who's like the only other Black Panther in the canon, like a main Marvel universe, is on the outs with Disney.
We don't know if she's even going to be in the movie. We're not sure about her status. I'm not like hyper focused on the hirings and firings of these movies, but like her being in this movie is up in the air for all I know. Like seriously, Disney doesn't fuck around with that kind of shit.
Yeah,
And then-
Disney has very, very strict morality
So,
clauses.
like, who the fuck? Why the fuck is this movie set for 2022? They really need to just fucking. I think they should have. As soon as Chadwick died, they should have been like, okay, scrap it, figure out something else, push it back for another 3-4 years. Let us actually come up with a fucking movie that we can explain away, Chadwick's death. So yeah, I have no idea. Unless it's just a 2-hour funeral for Chadwick Boseman, I have no fucking clue what it could possibly be.
I have nothing. Maybe for some really weird, like twist of fate, however you might want to put it, is just the whole movie is literally just about trying to maintain the Black Panther mantle by finding a worthy successor and just like getting fucking literally everyone from the first movie, like just getting M'Baku, just getting like
M'Baku forever.
yeah. This may be just because I love Winston Duke, but I kind of wouldn't mind M'Baku just becoming the Black Panther for no particular reason. Just
I think
for the
we
fun
could all
of it.
be satisfied if that happened.
Yeah, I think someone even brought up, hey, maybe they'll just bring Killmonger back to life.
Oh
and
yeah,
have
I've
him
heard that
be-
theory that Eric is gonna be get rezzed and become the new Black Panther. Another theory I'm not against.
I'm morbidly curious what they are going to do and how anyone is going to react to this, because let me tell you, Black Panther is kind of drenched in very volatile pop opinions. So if they are not smart about this, is it going to be fun to see this fallout.
This could be the match that lights the gasoline pile that is the MCU. This could burn the whole fucking thing to the ground if they fuck this up.
If they fuck this up, this might be the first fucking Marvel MCU movie that people call for boycotts.
It could happen. It really could happen. I
But
wouldn't call it past it. But we have a little bit of time before they announce anything about it. So we shall see. We shall hold judgment until we see. But I mean, they're on thin ice with this movie.
If you want something that they should really be worried about, it is that Shang-Chi and the Eternals can't be in China. So what the hell are they going to do for getting their money back from the Chinese market?
That's
That's
a
the
death sentence.
right now.
That is a death sentence for most movies to not get played in China, which is unfortunate.
Especially a AAA like multi-million-dollar
Yeah.
financed movie.
Which is unfortunate because you have to be very artistically compromised to put a movie out in China.
Yeah.
Moving on to November of 2022, the last movie of 2022. The Marvels. All of those Marvels. All of them.
All of them. They bring back.
Yeah.
They bring back Marvel and just.
Yeah, Marvel will be rezzed. So obviously, Brie Larson's Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, is going to be headlining that movie. Obviously, by the logo, and by the fact that they announced that they have someone to play the character, the Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, is going to be in it. Even though they said something about there being a Disney Plus series for Miss Marvel, and I have not heard any announcement about that other than they said that it was going to happen, and now we don't know. Maybe that'll come out before the movie next year. Sucks to have mandatory viewing before the movie comes out, but fuck it, who knows? And then I'm pretty sure that Monica Rambeau, who was introduced in WandaVision, will be in Marvels because in the comics, Monica Rambeau was Captain Marvel for a time. My favorite Captain Marvel. She is my Captain Marvel, not Carol Danvers. Although I did like her more when she took the name Photon, because I love that character.
Bit more uniqueness to that, but yeah, no, they implied very heavily that jumping through that magical whatever gave her quantum power.
She got the photon powers. She got all that cool stuff. She just needs the outfit. And now that means we can have a Next Wave movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the only one who gives a shit about Next Wave. All right. So now for the last three, I mean, I don't think we'll have almost anything to say about these three. So we can just run through these real quick. For whatever reason, the next two have release dates, even though they're coming out in 2023. So February 2023 is Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantum Anal.
Futurama.
What?
Futurama.
Yeah, Futurama. It's gonna be more Ant-Man and the Wasp. If you saw the first Ant-Man, and if you saw Ant-Man and the Wasp, they shrink.
They get small and they talk to bugs.
They talk to bugs. That's all I got to say about that. Hopefully it doesn't suck ass like the second one did.
I mean,
even Walton Goggins couldn't save that movie. And then I think probably second or third most anticipated on this list, Guardians Volume 3 next.
Oh yeah,
in 2023 May. I mean James Gunn is gonna work himself to death these next few years. He literally just finished Suicide Squad. He made an entire Peacemaker miniseries for HBO. He's got to do Guardians of the Galaxy 3. He's got no break. He's starting Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And he's got to do a holiday special for Guardians of the Galaxy.
I think that at some point... You think at some point, like, his vision is just going to go neon bright colored, and he's just going to... Like, it's going to be like the Pyro from TF2, where he sees nothing except superhero, like, surrounding him.
Someone has asked him on Twitter, I love his Twitter feed, by the way. Someone has asked him on Twitter, so after Guardians 3, what's next? And he said, a long fucking nap. He's like, I'm going to see my wife for the first time in 2 years. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Man does not give himself a break.
He is working on 4 really big projects all in a row. And part of that was during a pandemic. So, goddamn, the man is a goddamn tank.
During a pandemic, and also when he was going through some bad Twitter beef with his bosses.
Yes.
He was the only man I've ever seen survive the Disney morality clause. For stint.
for just pure, like, everyone standing up for him. Like, he apologized. Don't just hire him again.
Literally, the entire multiracial cast of the Guardians of the Galaxy came together and were just like, "Yo, he's one of the coolest people ever." This was like when he was an edgy teenager, back when no one knew how the internet worked. Give him a break.
I'm pretty.
Apologize.
I don't know how many of the cast agreed with this, but I know Dave Bautista threatened to walk if James Gunn was fired.
I'm pretty sure almost everyone did. I
would see that. I'm pretty sure.
No, that's the thing. I heard Zoe Saldman.
Yeah.
And who played Rocket Raccoon? Was it Bradley Cooper?
Bradley Cooper did the voice, but I'm pretty sure it's
Andy Serkis is like the
no,
body.
It's not Andy Serkis.
Not?
It's not actually. It's the guy who plays one of the Ravagers. He's in like a lot of he's in a lot of Guardians 1 and 2, but it's like a minor role.
Okay, well yeah, I know
he
at
also
least
did the mocap. And he's doing the mocap for Weasel in Suicide Squad.
Good for him. He's still getting work.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I know those three. All
those
said
guys.
That they were gonna...
Those guys all threatened to walk if James Gunn was fired, and he was rehired. So yay, Guardians 3 won't suck.
Consistent directorial positions. What a concept, Disney. Who would have thought having the same director for your movies will keep things consistent? Who could have thought?
Who could have possibly imagined that having the same people direct the same franchise would lead to consistency? Well, I don't. That's just crazy. Anyway, so yeah, it's Guardians 3. I think we can safely say, even though we know nothing about it, I mean, it's James Gunn. He does good work.
More of the same, but it's like good stuff. So
but it's good of the same. So it's at least going to be enjoyable. If maybe not groundbreaking, and we can chalk that up to him being exhausted if that's the case. And then finally, there's one more thing on this stupid list. It's a big old 4. So I'm gonna say that is Captain America 4.
Captain America 4.
Captain America
now
4.
I'm on fire. No, Captain America 4, Vietnam.
I like it. No, obviously it's supposed to be a Fantastic Four movie.
It's
whatever.
Why are they trying again?
Yeah,
this is like the
just fucking give up, frankly.
This is the 4th time in like 30 years.
Yeah.
It never worked.
Look, guys, I get it. The Fantastic Four like technically started the Marvel universe, but like, does anyone fucking care about the Fantastic Four? Like, really?
No, you want to know? You want to know what's hilarious? Marvel Comics basically like just kamikaze the Fantastic Four to get back at Fox for having the movie rights and like making those shit movies literally just to keep the license.
Mm-hmm.
So literally, no one likes the Fantastic Four because Marvel themselves have made them into unlikable like jackasses that no one should like. The Intergalactic Council of Reeds.
Oh God,
the basis for the Interdimensional Council of Ricks. I mean, they're all villains.
They really are.
I've lost track of how many times Reed Richards has just become a villain by being himself.
Yeah, I hate Reed Richards. They're turning things around in the comics. I've checked in on them in a crossover event they did with the Avengers called Empire, spelled with a Y, because fuck you. And Reed and Sue got kids now, like permanently. I think they're gonna permanently stay children too. So
3 times.
Yeah.
Time paradoxes and shit.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how long that lasts. They literally, the event had their name on it, Fantastic Four and Adventures. Boy, did they not do anything in that comic.
I mean, they were there. They were there. So they were there. Important.
But so You know who's the star of that? Teddy was the star, and he is a fucking Avengers character. Not even, because he fucking quit to become the fucking emperor of the Kree Skrull Alliance. Because he's both. I can't stand it. And he's gay. And he got married. I love that issue. That's a good issue. Delphox, yes, I did. I also keep hearing whispers of a Moon Knight movie. They will not say when Moon Knight. Hey Marvel, when Moon Knight?
I hope they do it soon. I hope they have the scene where he says, "Go random bullshit."
Yes. Moon Knight's fun. But yeah, that's literally all Marvel stuff from this year and for the next, 3 years. God, yeah. Tone it the fuck down, Disney. We don't need that many movies per year. We don't. We just don't.
That's that was not even my whole point. Like, that's just the Marvel movies, and we're not even counting their live action movies.
Yeah. Let's talk about something fun. Just I don't know, something good. Something nice.
Something
fun. What do you got? I mean, I got some, but what do you got?
I mean, I got something, but it's more like one of those it's so bad it's good for me kind of things where I didn't enjoy it. I certainly enjoyed talking about it. It's the new Zack Snyder film. Right after his time on the Snyder Cut, we get ourselves a brand new film from him. And boy howdy is this movie just... I feel like I should like the movie because it is 5 movies that I do like smashed together into a horrifying Frankenstein's monster. I sat through this movie and it was literally Peninsula, Ocean's 11, I Am Legend, Now You See Me 2. No, I lied. It was 4 movies that I smashed together. It is one thing. It kind of summation kind of tells you. I genuinely don't believe Zack Snyder can actually make a good movie unless it's based on a source material of some sort of kind. He had a blank check to do whatever he wanted, and literally every single bit of this movie was from something else, and just done poorly. But I enjoyed how little I could possibly enjoy it. I enjoyed having a game of saying, hey, that's the movie I remember this from. So it is uncomfortably long. It is 2 hours and 45 minutes. It did not need to be.
Holy shit.
It was uncomfortable. So that was really my main thing for what I was talking about. Just Dave Bautista, he's a blank of piece of wood. But yeah, no, I genuinely just enjoyed it for how it reminded me of other movies I could go and watch, like Peninsula, which is actually the sequel to Train of Busan, a very, very good South Korean zombie movie. Absolutely fantastic. I highly recommend it, especially for people who are tired of the zombie genre, because it does something different for once, which you gotta love.
It's on a peninsula.
Well, yeah, no, it's called Peninsula because it is the Korean peninsula now completely uninhabited.
I know, it was a joke. I'm sorry.
Joke.
Joke here, joke down. Finish. Play another game, okay?
What were some of those things on Netflix you've been getting up to watching?
The only thing on Netflix I have been watching is Lucifer, which is the greatest show ever made.
They finally have that musical episode you kept talking about wanting.
Yeah, they did. So first and foremost, I want to just say I love the show. I have not watched the final episode. I was going to last night, and then I got sidetracked, and then realized I needed to wake up early this morning, and was like, I should watch Loki episode 3 so I'm up to date on that shit, because that's more relevant. And I hate myself for having done it, so I haven't watched the final episode. Episode 2 of the second half of season 5 is the musical episode that we have been waiting for over a year for. And somehow the musical part of the musical, not the best part. The best part was Chloe Decker. Ordinary human Chloe Decker, Detective Chloe Decker, meeting God for the first time, walking up to him, not even saying hello, and calling him out for being a shitty father.
Her?
No, him! Calling God a shit parent!
No, but a parent to her?
No,
or...
to Lucifer.
Okay, I don't know the lore of this thing, so I didn't realize they considered Lucifer his son or something.
Oh yeah, he is. He's the angel Lucifer, so all the angels are the children of God. The literal children of God. And then, you know, the whole show, Lucifer has daddy issues, because, you know, he's mad at God.
So it's daddy issues the show?
Yeah, it is daddy issues the show. It really is. This is like not even a joke. It just is. And I love it. But yeah, Chloe Decker telling God Almighty where he can shove it is so fucking good. I
don't understand how you go from a musical to that.
Well, that was just part. That was in it. It just happened.
Okay. Well, it's something that literally just happens?
Yeah. It's the kind of thing that just happens in this show. Everyone gets to meet God and has different weird reactions to him.
Cool.
Dan is very scared that he's going to get smited because he slept with God's wife once.
There's a lot of this show I clearly do not know about. I did not know there was marriage. Did not know there was.
So good. I will say this without a shadow of a doubt. The episode Daniel Espinosa Naked and Afraid is one of the greatest episodes of television I have ever watched in my life. It is an incredible experience. And I highly recommend. Like, you can't watch it out of context, unfortunately. But it is so fucking good. The twist at the end made it all worth it, and it's beautiful. And unfortunately, I'm tearing up a little bit because huge spoiler alerts. The second to last episode, Dan gets killed. He gets gunned down. He's violently gunned down by French mercenaries hired by Lucifer's twin brother Michael.
Okay, I understand that reference. I got that now.
Got that one. I laughed because I was actually genuinely crying. Only on TV would I weep for a cop. Because in TV, cops are like the good guys, because all the bad guys don't do it because of circumstance. They're all just evil people.
On the TV, they're all Jim Gordon.
They're all Jim Gordon.
And on the TV, you can trust them, not in, you know.
Although, admittedly, I mean, Dan Espinosa has been a dirty cop more often than not. Like, that's just his thing.
I mean, come on.
That's part of the show. You do forgive him by the end. You do. He goes through a lot.
Not a real world.
She got murdered by Cain. Literally, the Cain from the Bible.
I mean, that's his MO, isn't it? It's murder. What else?
He slept with God's wife. Like, this... He was redeemed.
Okay.
What a glorious show. I need to watch the series finale. It's the last episode, period. They're not making any more. Supposedly.
Okay.
Well, I just hope it's a good conclusion, because, you know, TV shows are very hard to end. I'm sure.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
They really
Thrones.
are. Game of Thrones, Lost, Once Upon a Time. Like, it's hard to end shows. Those are 3 shows I finished.
I mean, all shows have to end. It's just ending them well.
Just ending them.
You don't always get the break.
Ending them on your terms. Which Lucifer has had a lot of trouble with, because they got 3 seasons on Fox and then were canceled. And then were given a season on Netflix and then were renewed for one more season on Netflix. And then they didn't even announce that it was going to be the final season until this year when the second half got dropped. So yeah, I have said before that I'm working on Lucifer in a Nutshell season 1. I am, but like current financial difficulties, current personal difficulties is going to make that a long shot whether it's going to come out anytime soon. Also, casting is difficult. I don't have a lot of female friends that I can ask to act. All my female friends don't want to act. They don't want to be on camera.
You've already proven, like with that JoJolion Part 107 chapter, you don't need. There's only one female actor.
I could play Chloe Decker and I could play Dr. Linda Martin. I can't play Maze. I can't do blackface. That is a line.
Fair.
That is a line. I need one black woman. Anyone out there want to do it? I can't pay you. I'm sorry. But you get to be fun. You get to wear tight leather and stab people. Not for real, but pretend. Yeah. If I may, because I really want to geek out about Legends tomorrow. Can I?
Yeah, no, go have your time, have your moment.
Because Sarah and Ava finally got engaged. I'm actually so fucking giddy about this. So Legends tomorrow, if y'all don't know, is the best of the Arrowverse shows. The one that literally no one watches.
Because they only want to watch Arrow.
Fuck Arrow. Arrow can go suck a cock. Worst show.
Come on.
Bad show.
I
applauded when Oliver Queen died. And then applauded harder when he died the second time.
Think of all the great shows that it spawned off. Like Flash and Supergirl and
Flash.
Batwoman.
And Legends of Tomorrow. And
Batwoman. I'm going to keep saying it until you acknowledge it.
I 100% intend to watch Batwoman over the summer. That is one of my goals for the summer.
You need to catch up with that with me because
the season finale was like last week, right?
I actually don't know.
I think it was. I think I was watching Legends and it comes on right after, and I'm pretty sure it was like season finale of Batwoman, and I was like, right. Cool. So I'm pretty sure it'll get shipped to Max pretty soon. So hopefully by the time I finish season 1. But Legends season 6, I'm almost shocked it made it to season 6, considering how much shit it's gotten. I mean, John, do you know who Sarah Lance is?
DC character, right?
Yeah.
I want to say Lance makes me think she's Stargirl. I'm pretty sure that's wrong.
She's not Stargirl. No.
Oh, then I don't know.
Okay, so I'll use the Arrow versions just so I don't ramble on about comic books, because this is gonna be a ramble all in of itself, and I know I ramble and I hate that I do that, but I do it anyway. Sorry. So Sarah Lance is the sister in Arrow is the sister of Dinah Laurel Lance, the Black Canary.
Canary, okay. I know her.
So in Arrow season 1, it starts off with everyone assuming Sarah is dead because Oliver, who was dating Laurel, was also having sex with Sarah on the side and invited her onto his private bang yacht, which sank in the middle of the ocean. Because Oliver Queen is a fucking scumbag who gets people killed.
Well, I mean, he's also a hypocrite, so.
And a huge hypocrite. I hate Arrow. And I hate Oliver Queen Arrow. But anyway, so everyone assumed she was dead. They had a grave for her and everything. But she didn't die by drowning. Somehow she survived. And then a bunch of other nonsense happened, and she ended up at Nanda Parbat, which, if you don't know, is the home of the League of Assassins, where she trained and became an assassin. Cool. So in season 2, she comes back. Yay, not dead. Is an assassin, kills people. Oh well, we can deal with that, because Oliver kills a lot of people.
There's worse things you could do.
Yeah. And she becomes a regular. She and Oliver start banging again, which gross. Just gonna say it, gross. Uh, but it is also revealed that Sarah is bi because she also has a girlfriend in the League of Assassins, one of Ra's al Ghul's daughters.
Well, I mean, yeah.
So
I know.
you know that's kind of important because in season 3, Thea, Oliver Queen's sister and daughter of villain of this one of the main villains of the series, Malcolm Merlyn, kills Sarah while under the influence of a drug that Malcolm Merlyn gave his own daughter to kill Sarah in a convoluted, stupid, and just overall pointless plan to take over the League of Assassins, which worked, by the way.
For him, he made it work.
Yes, he became Ra's al Ghul. Not a name, it's a title. Okay, whatever. Just call it Ra's. Don't call it Raz, you stupid show. Literally, everyone except Ra's al Ghul himself calls it Raz al Ghul. And
no.
I feel like everyone was like, yeah, Raz al Ghul, and all the writers were like, yeah, Raz al Ghul. But the guy who played Ra's was like actually read the comics and was like, no, it's Ra's al Ghul. Like, that he pronounced it correctly.
I mean, hey, good for him. That's commitment to the part.
Yes.
That means he didn't let them stop him from saying it during all his shots.
Yes. But anyway, as a favor to Oliver Queen for, killing his friend and lover, they let them use the Lazarus Pit to bring back Sarah a whole year after she had died. Not sure that's how that works, but okay. So
it's the Lazarus Pit. It brings you back to life. It gives you forever youth.
Yeah, but it's, there's only so much you can do if you have, not much skin left from being, put in a box in the ground for a year.
Decomposition.
Apparently Sarah didn't decompose. What do you want from me here? So she gets brought back to life, and through convoluted bullshit, she regains her soul and identity, but feels lost because, she's basically a walking, talking killing machine. And that's when Rip Hunter shows up and recruits her for his convoluted, stupid, and overall pointless plan to save his family from the clutches of Vandal Savage in Legend Season 1. And also to save the world from, being conquered by Vandal Savage or something. I don't know, that's not important.
Okay.
That plan doesn't work, by the way. So, okay. So she's recruited onto that. So now...
Don't know what plans do or do not work. It's confusing.
Who knows? It's time travel at this point. Who the fuck knows what's gonna happen? So she's on a time ship now. And then Rip Hunter just fucks up a mission enough that he decides to blow up the ship. It happens. But the ship doesn't blow up, and everyone makes it back onto the ship, except for Rip Hunter, so they have to make someone captain. Sarah is chosen to be captain. She turns out to be a better captain than Rip ever was, because Rip was a piece of shit. What do you want from me? This is Legend Season 2 at this point.
I'm confused. I'm trying to follow along. I am confusion.
I'm condensing this down very much, just to try to not...
I understand, but...
Sorry.
It's a lot.
Yeah. So eventually, at the end of Season 2, they stop Eobard Thawne from destroying all of reality by using the spear that we used to poke Jesus. That is seriously actually the plot of Season 2.
Lance Longinus is kind of fun for Lazarus, so
Eobard fucking Thawne and the spear that poked Jesus. Nice. So they walk away, and Rip is like, "Yep, Sarah, you're a better captain than me. Why don't you just keep that time ship?" And then he walks away and turns around immediately and says, actually, I'll be taking that back because apparently 10 years has passed, and I have created a time bureau to clean up the mess that I created, but I'm gonna say that you created. Because he's a dick.
Okay.
Are you following me, John?
I'm following you as best as I can.
Yes, vaguely. That's where we enter Ava Sharp. So Ava Sharp is Rip's second in command of the Time Bureau, and then eventually becomes the head of the Time Bureau after Rip does a few boo boos, and ends up leaving and going drinking with Wally West before getting himself killed. Because that's just what happens in this show. So at first, it's the usual sort of lovers meet. They butt heads. They're total opposites. Sarah is loose and free and does what she wants. And Ava is stiff and by the rules, and everyone's like, yeah, they're gonna just totally bone. Which at first made me a little sad because it meant that they were gonna tie Sarah down because she had a great record of just bagging queens across history, just turning all kinds of women gay.
Okay, royal women exclusively?
No, there was a few others, but her track record of banging queens was actually very impressive. I think there was 4 queens. One of them was Guinevere.
Oh, don't give me that. No, Arthurian didn't even exist.
It does it's the DC universe. Yeah, it did.
I mean, okay, fine, but fine.
So yeah, but eventually, they start, it's a very common trope in superhero stuff. They start kicking each other in the face, and then all of a sudden they're making out. It happens.
Yeah, and literally enemies to lovers.
Yes. And it progresses. Season 4, they buy an apartment and they move in together, which doesn't last very long because Sarah has to work on a time ship. So she's constantly away.
Didn't work because
finding demons and shit. Because by that point, John Constantine had joined the team and was like, we're Magic Show now. We gotta fight a unicorn and all that crap. It sounds bad, but it's not. It's good.
It's not that none of this is interesting. It's not that none of this is fantastic. It's just so much happening all at once. This feels like a telenovela, for crying out loud.
Well, it's just because I'm condensing it down. Like, if you watch it as a show, it's spread out nice enough. Like, I'm trying to condense this shit down as fast as possible to get to season 6, because that's the relevant part. But yeah, season 5, they're doing the thing. They have officially moved on to the time ship because the Time Bureau got dissolved by the Pentagon. Something about blowing up a member of Congress, I think. I don't remember. It wasn't important.
Pentagon's allowed to take away time powers?
Because in season 3, the Time Bureau was partnered with the UN, and then in season 4, it downgraded to being a pawn of the DoD, the U.S. Department of Defense specifically. Like, I don't know. That was poorly explained.
Okay.
Whatever. So they're on the time ship and they're spending more time together and all that great stuff. But superhero gets in the way, and that's unfortunate. And then finally, season 6 happens. I can finally slow down a little bit. But it's just to show you, they had a growing relationship across 4 seasons. Well, 3 seasons, yeah. A growing relationship across 3 seasons. We get to season 6.
Relationship.
Season 6 opener. Sarah is abducted by aliens.
Yes, that is very superhero.
Yes. It just happens.
Yes.
They were all drunk, leaving a concert from their friend that was read by their friend Charlie, who is a former member of the team, who is also one of the 3 Fates, who also does a punk band in the 70s called The Smell.
I hate that that's appropriate for that time period.
So, yes. So, Sarah's abducted by aliens. They don't find out until the next morning when they're all hungover and realize Sarah's gone. And they look back at the tape and they find out that she's been abducted. But they also look back on the timeline and find out that she confided in one David Bowie that she was going to propose to Ava.
Oh no.
So
Tell me where this is going.
So she was going to propose, and she told David Bowie that she was going to propose, and David Bowie recorded it because he had a camera. He's David Bowie. Do you question that? I don't.
No, I was thinking that maybe Feelings were based on a song that David Bowie did.
Which one?
Oh, my mind's kind of blanking at the moment on David Bowie songs, but
Okay.
I just thought like maybe some song they were going to say, oh no, David Bowie was inspired by her to make this song, and I'm just like, that would have been the one thing I didn't like about this scenario.
I think they made a joke about him writing one, but like it didn't sound like anything that I remember any David Bowie song that I know. So I don't know. Maybe I'm dumb. Point is, they find out that she's been abducted by aliens, and now they got to figure out how to get her back. The alien, who was actually a running character named Gary, because surprise, surprise, Gary was an alien the whole time.
Gary the alien, it's like Alan the alien.
It's like Alan the alien, but it's Gary. But Gary was a guy that he was. Gary was the bumbling comic relief assistant of the Time Bureau. He worshipped Ava. He definitely slept with John Constantine once.
Oh no.
He was his apprentice for a little while, but apparently was alien the whole time. I didn't expect that.
Whole time.
the whole time. I was not ready for that one. But he was, and he and his alien fiancée kidnapped Sarah and a shitload of other alien specimens to bring to this guy named Bishop, whose whole goal is to revive the human race by cloning the human race and combining the clones with aliens.
Oh wow, that's just like Ben 10. It's literally
bit,
Ben
yeah.
10 like
Yeah.
Yeah, it is literally that plot.
Yeah. So, he actually successfully kills Sarah with poison and clones her and combines her with an alien. So now Alien Sarah is a thing, and we still haven't figured out what that's the ramifications of that yet. But that is where she stands. Meanwhile,
Woohoo.
in the main timeline, back on Earth, aliens have dropped along part of the timeline. They gotta go clean up the timeline because that's their job, and also they're gonna use the aliens to try to find Sarah because they fell off Sarah's the ship that stole Sarah. They think, I mean, they end up being accurate. So aliens drop throughout time. They drop to a fast food place where alien goo is being used to make better burgers that also make you cannibalistic. And also the alien is Mothra.
Okay, like the actual like name dropped Mothra.
Nope,
or...
they can't afford that. But it's Mothra. Oh, and it makes the Godzilla sound. Like, you know, that kind of like hand across the bass strings. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Cowards, the lot of them, say, for not inputting the actual Mothra.
It could have just been Mothra. They could have just called her Mothra, but nah.
Should have.
Cowards, the lot of them. Yeah. So there was that. There was some alien that they did a rap battle with. It was weird. Even weirder because they decided that John Constantine needed to be in a stable relationship with Diva Zari. That's a whole can of worms that I don't even feel like going into. They bone a lot. That's basically the summation.
For them.
Good for them. I just prefer a John Constantine that sleeps with men. Sorry, I just do. So they're doing all this shit. And then the greatest episode of season 6 happens. Bay of Squids, where Mick Rory, of all people, decides to take point and find Sarah, because he's been dilly-dallying this entire fucking season. which is weird because his plot arc with his accidental time daughter kind of got resolved. They've just been ignoring it for a while.
If they don't have to deal with it, if they don't think about it, they don't have to deal with it.
They don't have to worry about it. So he takes point, and it's called Bay of Squids. So naturally, it takes place in what else? Say it with me, everyone. The Cuban Missile Crisis, of course. So, fucking amazing episode. They accidentally give Castro a nuke. One of the members of the team, Bayrod, gets very baked with Fidel Castro.
I mean, if they're millennials, was it really an accident?
An alien almost kills Castro, and he blames the CIA for it, so he decides to nuke America. In the White House, they literally play football with the nuclear football. It's a joke that's so obvious, but it's amazing that so few people have actually done it.
All right, okay, good for them.
Yes, they did it. Very funny, good shit. So after an episode where John Constantine's forever tragedy, that is Astra, almost murders her racist neighbor, but is talked out of it by the team who she turned into inanimate objects. So she was talked out of it by a literal talking cheese. And then it was turned into a Disney cartoon, which is how the villain of the episode was defeated. Because
Disney animation.
Well, I mean, it was Warner Brothers. Animation. It was Warner Brothers mimicking Disney animation.
Okay.
I mean, they're competitors. They're not going to ask Disney to animate something for them, especially not hand drawn. They don't do that shit no more. So after that episode, which is mostly pointless but very funny, because again, talking cheese. What do you want from me here? I'm a simple man.
Talking.
She turns all the team into inanimate objects, and all of them make complete sense for their characters. It just makes sense. Go watch the episode if you care. I know you don't. It's a good show. I'm just not doing it justice. I'm sorry. I'm trying.
That's fine.
I'm going crazy. So they get so they are told by Amelia Earhart that that Sarah is dead. What?
And is she not?
Well, technically yes, because she did die and was cloned back to life, but Amelia Earhart did poison her, so oops.
I mean,
damn it, Amelia.
I thought she always seemed like such an innocent woman.
Yes. So after being told by Amelia Earhart that Sarah is dead, the team decides oh right, we have a time machine. Let's go back to the time when Sarah was abducted and stop her from being abducted. Good plan, right?
What a thought.
Yeah, great plan, right? Except very hard to do that because they were all there when Sarah was abducted. So they can't interact with themselves. Otherwise, time implosions.
Time implosion, can't touch yourself.
So yes, so they do what they can as they take an unusually delicate approach to fixing time. The Legends have a tendency to be more of a sledgehammer approach to problems, which is probably why they have Mick Rory on the team. But they didn't need to fix time because Sarah, being Sarah and being a clone and not dead, and also having Mick Rory there to help her out, steal an alien ship and fly back to Earth, and that's where the episode ended, where they get to finally propose. They finally did it.
Story ended.
Wow, even though it's not even close to over.
What a journey.
What a journey.
Point.
I'm not good at telling stories. I'm sorry. I ramble.
It was a very entertaining recap of the like multiple seasons.
That is literally every single season up to the current season. Up to the current episode, actually. The next episode is Sunday. Who knows? It's better than the fucking Flash. That's for goddamn sure.
Better than nothing. Yeah.
Fucking Flash. Fuck the Flash right now. The Flash is in such a fucking stupid space. Can I rant about this? Like,
I know you've ranted about this, and I think multiple episodes actually.
oh my god. So like, all right. So, I mean, everyone who's all like 3 people who are watching, they're not commenting right now. So I don't. So as far as I know, no one's here. But I have said in the last time we talked about how the Flash is getting a little Oedipus-y.
Yeah. The time.
Boy,
mother.
Boy, oh fucking boy. Man, was I a little too close to that one. It is
close to being.
It is shockingly worse. So, when we left off talking about the Flash, the season proper had basically just started, and all of a sudden, Nora Allen, aka the Speed Force, is alive and physical and in the human world and can interact with people and is super fast because she's the Speed Force. She's not the only force, because when they recreated the Speed Force, because hey Raman, because of, you know, reasons, they needed to make a new Speed Force, so Barry and Iris's love made a Speed Force.
Awkward.
Oh, it gets worse. So when they create a Speed Force, somehow they also created 3 other forces. And of course, they're all forces of the universe, John. They're all the forces of the universe. You know, the forces of the universe. Speed, strength, psychic,
gravity.
Still. The 4 forces of the universe.
I remember reading Brief History of Time and getting the lowdown by Dr. Stephen Hawking on strength. Let me tell you.
Yes, Stephen Hawking had a lot to say about strength and psychic.
Strength, yes.
So that all these forces of the universe are. So Nora was created, like. But the other 3 were ordinary humans that are now being inhabited by these forces of the nature. By the way, when I say still, he has time powers. But they call it the still force because he mostly freezes time.
He just stands still long enough.
Yeah, he does that. So those 3 were just ordinary people who all of a sudden were imbued with powers upon the universe. But Nora Allen is dead. So did the lightning resurrect her corpse?
I mean, it just gave her latent speed to keep moving even after she died.
But she's been dead for a very long time. She kind of dies when Barry's a kid. I don't know, fam.
She's been dead for decades.
Oh, but it gets worse. When I say that the forces were made from Barry and Iris's love, the show meant for you to take that literally.
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
So, the forces, they all call themselves siblings as soon as they find this out, and they call Barry and Iris mom and dad. So that means that Barry's mom is now his daughter.
Grandma, mom, and also brother, dad.
So we just found out that Central City is in Alabama.
Home, Alabama.
Oh my god. So
why do they insist doing these kinds of things?
What? I don't know. I don't know why they insist on the whole family thing. because it gets even weirder after that. So Nora then insists that the other three forces are trying to kill her. So therefore she must kill them first. So she starts doing that. But
Kill.
But Barry and Iris can resurrect them now? Just by using their love? Sure, okay.
Just the power of love.
So they're sitting there. Roman's got the radio. Sweet home Alabama. So I honestly don't really understand the climax of the story arc. So there's this giant storm of all the lightnings of the different forces, and Nora keeps saying that the other three are creating it, but she's like taking ownership of it. Like, no, if you don't help me kill the spirits, your whole city will die. Like, I don't. It's phrased as a threat, but it seems more like it's supposed to be like a dire warning. I don't know. It's poorly set up, but they all get together and become a family because they all don't want to die.
They become a family.
And then they help Papa obtain more speed, and he stops the thing, and then they all go to live in the Speed Force house, which is just Barry's old house, but in the Speed Force.
Bro, yeah, it doesn't get more Alabama than helping your dad get the speed. More speed.
Oh, it is my brother.
You know what? That's gonna be my joke.
Hello, welcome to the stream, mine brother.
How's it going?
Hello, brother.
Viewers.
Yeah,
Let's go, baby.
We had more for most of the stream. I know you're not one of them, though.
Well, I'm right here. So
Clearly.
John, that's actually going to have to be my high joke for the night because I actually need to head on off to go do some other things. I don't know if you had any closers or anything else you needed to.
I had like a tiny bit more, and then we can just close it out.
All right.
Because that's just the end of the first story arc of the season. Because the season is still going. I don't know what it has.
So they're living in the Speed Force. What do they do after that? The Speed Force lives outside of time.
Yeah, we don't see them. I don't know what happens to those guys, but Barry leaves the Speed Force.
Okay. It's just like a hanging Chad or something.
Yeah, they're just there. They just live there now. They didn't have lives outside of the Speed Force. Who gives a shit? So then the next episode is the episode where we say goodbye to a character who's been on the show since episode 1. So Cisco Ramon, supporting cast member since season 1, episode 1, just leaves the show.
Oh no.
The guy is like as integral to the franchise as fucking Grant Gustin, and he just left. He was like,
it's fine. It's happened before. Main characters leave all the time.
Like, we just, like, at the end, earlier, we've lost Tom Cavanaugh, who played all the Welleses, various Welleses, throughout the franchise, including the best version of Eobard Thawne. But he has also left the franchise, which makes me worried that we're not going to get more Eobard Thawne. That's more of what I'm concerned about, because anyone else playing Eobard Thawne has not been as good. But yeah, now Carlos.
They don't need the best. They just need serviceable. Is the thing.
But they had the best. Why would you settle for serviceable when you had the best?
They don't need the best though.
But they had it. It was there. And now they don't. And I have mixed opinions about Carlos Valdez leaving, because I mean, one, he was in a sense, more the heart of the show than even Barry Allen. Like Cisco was the heart and soul of the team. He was more than just the tech guy. And like I like the guy that's replaced him as that role of the tech guy, then been like training him for like the whole last season. Chester P. Runk. I love him. Really deep cut. Incredibly deep cut. Like, holy shit, that is a character that no one really knows. That is a minor 60s villain who used to be a black hole.
You might as well bring him back. Bring him back for the throwaway.
Well, he is a main character now. He is a mainstay. And I love him. I really do. I'm very happy that he's getting to be more in the show, but I am sad at the cost of what that of how we got there. Yeah, I'm very sad to see Cisco leave. Although I do feel like Carlos Valdez had a hand in the script of his final episode, because it's been the best episode of the season. Like, it's been genuinely good, and it was genuinely funny and genuinely heartfelt, and it did feel like the character got to go on his own terms. And the actor got to leave on terms that, for his character, that he can agree with. And I know he's going to be back for the season finale. I know they've already confirmed that he's going to appear in the season finale. But after that, probably never again. Yeah, so that sucks. But hey, Sue is back. Sue, not Dibney. She's here to pretend to be Catwoman. No, Sue is great. But one last thing before we go on The Flash. Guys, DC, CW, you promised me Impulse. Where the fuck is Impulse? They teased Impulse like a month ago. Still no Impulse.
Just a tease. They were never committing to it. It was just a tease.
They had an actor and a costume, and they said Impulse is coming on The Flash soon, and it's like they finished the storyline. I expect him to show up in the last storyline. He still hasn't shown up.
It was a lie.
It was a lie.
A lie.
God damn it! I want Bart.
Television lies to you.
Look, fucking Barry and Iris is like their whole thing now is they're trying to conceive. So like, why can't we have Bart? Why can't we have another one of their future children time travel back to say hi? Well, grandchild.
As the Speed Force is just, you can't question it. You can't do anything. It works in mysterious ways.
It works in mysterious bullshit. It can be infected by blood.
Yes, and it can also be a home.
And it can have a house.
Children made up of part human, part physics of the universe live.
Yeah. Well.
What a shoe.
What a shoe. Well, we've been going for 3 hours.
We've been going for about 3 hours, yeah.
Yeah. So,
what time is it for you? It's 10:30.
It's like 10:30 here. Yeah, I mean, I had more things I wanted to do. I mean, if you notice in the thumbnail, I mean, obviously the main draw is Cruella, which we didn't get to talk about, and I hope one day we'll get to talk about Cruella, because we both had a lot to say. One day we will.
Yeah.
And the other thing, because I just watched it the other day, I have Usnavi from In the Heights, his head on a Navy ship. Because having watched In the Heights, I found out why he's named that. Stupid joke.
Well,
I've since I haven't watched it. I have actually a surprising amount to say about that movie. So hopefully, maybe next time. Yeah. I need a shower.
Very well. Thank you for joining us, though. Those who haven't stuck with us.
We've had quite a few people. We've had quite a few people across the board. A lot of people stayed for quite a while to hear me ramble and John talk quite nicely. I
rambled. I had my few moments of ramble. I got to ramble about E3.
Yeah, you did. But yeah, we had fun. We will do more of these. Expect some more streams soon. I want to do the fucking Emerald Nuzlocke. I want to get back to that shit.
We need to try. We need to try because we finally are able to now, and we gotta bring back Karen.
We need
gotta
to bring back Karen and Darling and Ricardo. No one gets that shit, but we do because we did it. It's a
Gotta do it.
We gotta do it. Yeah. So I'm tired. I got work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Wherever you are in the world. I don't care what part of the world you are. Good night. You rat bastards and tapir chokers. I'm gonna end on that.
Actually, yeah, a lot of them are in Spain, so they're actually going to be waking up soon.
Oh, yeah.